Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings Discord, the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly game master today. Today we are continuing on with episode 2 of our mini campaign playing Zweihander Grim and Perilous RPG, published by Grim and Perilous Studios. And with me for this Grim and Perilous adventure are some Grim and Perilous players. I plan on exhausting your tolerance for that bit of phrasing today. First up, we've got Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Jewel, and was she an acolyte?
I think she's an acolyte, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Or something like that.
Or whatever it's called.
Next up
Anchorite.
is... Anchorite, there you go. And next up is Sean.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean. I'm playing Ari, who is a socialite of the a gnome of the Miggledy clan, and he is unattached at this moment, but a short investigator. We'll see how he does.
Nice. And next up is James.
I'm Abert. I'm a short, grim, one-handed bouncer, and I'm just not who you want to be sitting at the bar.
True. And last but not least is Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen, and I'm playing Albumin, or Albie, and he's a gambler, a bit of a risk taker, yeah, we're gonna take some risks this session. So
nice. All right, so guys, what I guess like to bring us up to speed, what is the sort of one-page overview of what's happened thus far? What's brought our heroes together? What are they doing? And where do we find ourselves at the beginning of the session?
We've got a missing person issue. I think is the central theme. We're trying to figure out that they're all people of the neighborhood of Grievings, the probably lowest income neighborhood of the city of Crossings.
Yep.
Right, and we kind of know everyone, which is also interesting. I mean, not know them well, but know of them at least. I guess it's because of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And we're trying to figure it out.
Yes. So there's been a number of disappearances, mysterious disappearances from other members of the neighborhood, both known and otherwise, like known as friends or colleagues or at least acquaintances, and some people who are just known of by reputation, like the foul-mouthed Vern, the blind beggar. Who Jewel knew. Why don't you tell us, guys, where we find ourselves right now? And as a refresher, you guys have been following a lead, or you were at least last session.
Were we in the church?
we spent a fair bit of time at the church, but we are now in an alleyway looking out at a place called the Moore House.
Yes.
Sort of haunted house. At one point, there was a demon worshiper.
And
who did stuff in the Moore House, and so it's become sort of the neighborhood haunted house. And we sort of surveilled the place, figured out that there are other guards kind of watching things. Mm-hmm. And in fact, while we were waiting in the alleyway, there were two dark figures coming down the alley towards us that we did not recognize.
But I'm sure are about to help us.
I'm sure they're about to help us break into the Moore House.
Welcome wagon.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, and let's see, someone had spotted an opening in the back, right, where the boards.
Yeah. I went around and spotted there's a sort of servant's entrance that's opened up.
And did we have a plan? Were we? I don't know if we had a plan.
Well, we were trying to figure if we could distract the two lookouts to sneak into the house.
Yes.
But it was pretty tricky to get them because they were separate locations and both had a view.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And we were just pondering that, and Kev suddenly sprang something spooky.
Right. Someone was coming. Right.
Yeah.
I remember fire being discussed too as a potential. But yeah, someone was coming.
Yeah, I think I've got some fire bomb or other.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Where's my? Abert. What's What's Abert got?
Yeah.
I've got a bottle bomb.
In a pinch?
I was thinking of hoying that to ruin their night vision and distract people, but
Indeed.
So sorry, guys, and so sorry for those listening at home as well, too. We have a new puppy in the house, and she has, on the weekends, it turns out she is very vocal when she hasn't had attention in the afternoon, so... She seems to be going to chill out right now. Or she's going to go scream at people on the street, so we'll see in a moment. Sorry about that. Okay, so then I take it you guys have got yourself up to speed as to where we are. You know, you're in search of Moore House, which you found, and you did an inspection. Forgive me, but what did you... you may have said this already. What's going on with my camera? Come on, camera. Boom. What did you discover in Moore House thus far?
We haven't been inside, but we discovered that there's a sort of servant entrance that's been opened up.
Yeah.
And we know that there are at least 2 people watching the house for anybody coming or going. And in separate positions and kind of covering multiple lines of sight, all that sort of stuff.
Rude boys, I think.
Yes. Yep. One of the local gangs.
Hired by rich folk.
Yeah.
We suspect or know.
That is correct. Okay, so where we last left our heroes, I think everyone had just... who was it who... Was it Albie, or was it... who did the reconnoitering?
It was Albie.
It was Albie,
I
okay.
spent a point of fortune, not fate.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, and you guys got a an upgrade last session as well, too. What did you guys spend that...
oh, did we?
Yeah, well, you got 100 points of XP, so you did get...
Yes.
I'm not sure. If you didn't spend it, that's okay. You can just bank it for next time. So what we see is, coming up the alleyway, are two other figures in the darkness. And we're going to do a contested roll here, and I think it's just a matter of... You guys are defending... So let's take a look here to refresh our memories as to how we do this. Oh, and also the as happens at the start of every one of the Zweihander sessions, our fortune pool is refreshed. So you guys have 4 points, and I have 4 points.
All right. And those are for re-rolls?
They are for praying for... No, I don't know. Hold on.
Is there fate
Fortune point.
points?
Here we go. Immediately after failing a skill test, spend a fortune point. You may then re-roll to generate a better result and must accept the outcome. Note that you cannot use a fortune point to re-roll a critical failure. So if you critical fail, which is double, the same digit on both, and it's a fail, that's a critical fail. Same digit, and you succeed is a critical success. During combat, spend a fortune point to gain 1 additional action point on your turn. Immediately after rolling a d6 for a chaos dice or a fury dice, spend a fortune point to treat the face value as 6. So those are the 3 things you can do with your fortune points. I can do all sorts of horrible shit with the misfortune pool. So,
And how about fate points? Those are different, right?
Fate points are only spent to not die.
Okay.
Yeah, you spend those to not die. And I think... do each of you have 2? Did everyone take a disadvantage? Yeah,
I did not take a disadvantage, so I only have the 1.
You only have the 1, okay. All right. So,
I think there's reputation points, but that hasn't really come into play, I don't think.
No, reputation points are a point... It's part of the game, but it's... I think it's actually optional. It's not something that's necessarily like the... For those who are unfamiliar with Zweihander, so this is the core rulebook, and that may seem crazy. Like it is a massive, and like a running joke of the marketing of the game is that it requires 2 hands and whatnot too. But in reality, about a third of that is professions. So it's all stuff that's just character stuff when you're creating your character that you're only going to refer to when you're making character. And then about a third of it is also maybe a little less than that, is the bestiary. There's a huge amount of adversaries that are in here as well too, and the spells take up a huge chunk of the stuff. Like, I guess by comparison, This is the player's handbook that came out for it. So that's the amount of shit that is just player stuff with a little bit of combat, which takes up maybe 10 pages. However, in the DM section or the Game Master section, there is a bunch of optional rules as well too that you can, like wilderness survival or wilderness travel at least. Rules for morale and reputation is one of the things, but all those are kind of optional things you can choose to incorporate. You don't have to have them. There's a fairly intricate social combat kind of system as well. Likewise, that's not necessarily part of the main. It's part you can incorporate if you choose to, but for reputation points, I think for now we're going to walk rather than run. So we'll keep reputation points out of it. I don't foresee it coming into this particular adventure. So anyway, that's a long way of saying don't worry about your reputation points, Sean. Sorry.
No worries. Yeah.
Okay, so then the I was looking up contested things. So, and this isn't a nice thing about it, is all the basics of the game are right at the beginning. Opposed tests. So we make an opposed test and we compare the degrees of success. You determine degree of success by adding together the tens digit and the relevant primary attribute bonus the skill is derived from. So Arlen, I can't remember if it was in this or in a different game, we were talking about why you would bother getting the bonuses to your basic attributes. That's one way they come into play, is in contested things, is the primary attribute bonus. And for those who may be unfamiliar with Zweihander, each of your stats has a number that is between 1 and 99, and then in addition you have a bonus, which is basically the tens digit of that thing. As you advance your character, you can advance just the raw bonus, and that has effect on the game in different ways. So anyway, let's do this. What I need is, we're going to do a contested roll of everyone trying to be sneaky here. And is that I'm looking for stealth under agility. So if you could each give me a stealth roll, please. I'm going to make a perception roll for, what is it? Perception awareness.
No modifier, I take it?
No modifier for this one, no. Oh, you know what? Hold on. You're in shadows. I will give you plus... I'll give you plus 20 to these. None of you guys you didn't have a torch lit or anything like that. There was nothing that was obviously drawing attention.
Do you put plus 20?
Do you put plus? Yes, you do. No, just put 20. If you put plus, roll 20 does not like when you put positive, like the plus sign into anything. If you're adding to it, just put 20. If you're subtracting, then put minus whatever.
And I tripped over my own left foot.
You guys both rolled 88, so you both fumbled.
I didn't get 20 on mine, so mine would have been a rating of 32. Yeah.
Okay, so you succeeded. Albie, did you, or Ari?
I didn't add my 20 modifiers.
Okay, so both of you guys will get... would you have succeeded then?
I would have succeeded.
You would have succeeded, okay. So what is your... take the tens digit of what you rolled and add your agility bonus to it. Then tell me what that number is.
For me, that is a 10.
10, okay. And Ari?
What is the... So on the character sheet, the big box...
I think it's the square is the one that is your bonus.
Okay,
Yes.
because it's different than my tens digit.
It is going to be different than your tens digit because you can upgrade it, and it's modified based on your character's race.
Yeah.
Good. Then I rolled a 62. You add it, you said.
No. You take the tens digit of what you rolled,
Okay.
right, which is, what, 5?
Yes.
Okay. And then you add your agility bonus, your AB.
10.
10. Awesome. Okay, so then you two, so Albie and Ari, you guys are not seen in this first round. You guys will be able to get the drop on these things. I don't know what I'm going to say is that they can't defend against you. Any attacks that you're going to be able to make, they're not going to be able to make a defense. But Jewel and Ebert, what is it that you guys, since you both critically failed, maybe the two of you got into it somehow and drew attention? What do you think?
I think we both rolled 88, so I think we both ran into each other.
Yeah, we both went to hide real quick and just like turned opposite ways and banged into each other.
Yeah, nice.
And I cursed out loud, being the gentle folk that I am.
Okay,
And
then
that's what drew attention.
awesome. Yeah, that's so good. Okay, so then what happens then is so you two, we are in to situate our thing here. Let me actually let me bring us to a new screen here because I do have a pretty good illustration I can use to give you a sense of where we are. And where is that? It's a little further down. What you want to consider, guys, is we will be rolling initiative, and it sets an initiative ladder, is what they call it. But basically, it's just the same. It's an order of initiative. We roll 1d10, and you add the initiative from your character sheet to the result. I wonder if this is set up so that it rolls. Can someone just click on initiative and see if it asks you to click on a token? That'll tell us whether or not it's synced with the initiative tracker.
Initiative.
I don't know where that is necessarily on the character
I
sheet.
don't see a button for initiative.
I seem to remember there was one, but I could be wrong. Can't remember what it is though.
Okay.
Okay. Well, what I see a number for initiative, but not a button for it.
Okay. Okay, so then I'll have to...
Let's see here. Initiative. Where is it?
What is your initiative score? Is it just... Isn't it an average of two
It's
different
3
bonuses?
plus your perception bonus.
Mm.
Where are
it
you
might-
looking, Arlen?
under talents and trappings, up at the
Alright.
top, there's encumbrance
Ah.
limit, initiative, movement.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't have anything in my boxes. Is that bad?
It should auto-calculate it
That's
for
what I
you.
was thinking.
Uh-oh.
I mean, maybe. I mean, so you have something in overage and current, Arlen?
I don't have anything in overage and current. I just have the raw.
Oh, then I'm probably all right.
Okay. Oh, man. Okay. So then, I guess Ebert and Jewel, you don't need to worry about this for this round, but what I will get the other two guys to do is kindly go ahead and roll a d10, add your initiative modifier, and then we'll set the initiative score for these guys. So I'm just trying to find the picture I want for this.
This is all of us, Kevin?
Just Ari and Albie, please. Just the other guys are a surprise for this round. We'll get you to roll initiative between rounds for the rest of the group. Okay. And where am I? How do we do, guys? I'm still fussing with my
14
illustration.
and 16.
14 and 16. Nice. Okay. I'm assuming it's highest down, so that'll be good. All right, where are we here? Okay, I'm in the right range of illustrations I need here, guys. And for those listening at home, forgive me that I'm spending so much time fussing with this. I really should have set this up beforehand, but it's currently the weekend of the big game, so I have been distracted. Where are we here?
The acronym of which will not be spoken.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's funny. You drive around town. I'm sure it's in every city in North America. You see tons of references to the big game deal and the big game special and stuff like that because they are so aggressively litigious that no one wants to tempt the the NFL with using the wrong things.
So this is the rugby with padding and not the rounders one.
That's correct.
That's it.
Oh, god dang it. I can't even find the one I'm looking for here. Pete's sake. Sorry, folks.
Gives me more time to look for an initiative button that maybe it doesn't exist.
That's always an upside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Okay. I wonder if I'm getting to the point where I've exhausted my my limit of things that I can
Your storage?
Yeah. I wonder. I don't know whether it just cycles through and starts erasing stuff from you,
It
but
does not automatically erase stuff, at least on the free version.
Okay, okay.
Because
It just tells you you're full.
It just tells you you're full and you can't.
Oh, it tells you you're full. Okay, no, I got the paid version, so I have no earthly idea what the limits are on it.
It's a lot of space.
It's a lot.
Is it? Okay.
I mean, you run a lot of games, so maybe, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I imagine it's. I'm assuming then it's not. That isn't the issue. It's just
When I see what I have up there, even though I've been running games for years, it's like a ridiculous fraction of my storage. You know,
really.
I'm
That's
not
right.
even close.
Yeah, because you've been running. You are. What do you call it? Roll20 Savant here.
That's strong, but I appreciate
You'll take it.
I'll take it. Savant
It is a
sounds
great
strong.
word. It's a great mantle, but I will wear it.
I fear I won't hold up to Savant, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, let's see here. So I'm in the range here where my... No. Was when there's a bunch... Remember the, Jeff, the illustrations I used for our Warhammer Fantasy game?
Yeah,
Those were pretty darn good, right?
they were good.
They were good. So, I think. Yes! Here we go. Sorry, guys. God dang, hopefully this is worthwhile. Now you'll see it and you'll be like, this is fucking bullshit. Why do we wait so long for this?
Expectations are very
Seriously,
high.
yeah.
Very, very high.
This thing better have moving parts and...
Right. Very
Lord.
high.
All this. Alrighty. Good. You know, Alright, let me move you guys and your tokens over here. And again, for those listening at home, forgive me for spending your time looking for this here, but I think it'll all be worthwhile once we get to it. Boom, paste. There we are. Now let me bring you guys over here to the lovely streets. Oh, let me do this instead. The streets of Back Alley Crossing. There we go. Ari, gonna resize you a scooch here. Jewel, resize you a scooch here. And now the game is written does not... It has an initiative ladder that stays each round. I guess we'll try using that now. I like rolling initiative each round so much. Just for the dynamic aspect, like kind of that it changes up and doesn't allow you to... Gets away from the excessive wargaming kind of element of RPGs, but I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, go for it. Let's
Whatever, you know.
do roll for the moment. Whatever you
I
like.
mean, maybe we give a shot to the rules as written, but if you want to change it...
That's crazy talk. What do you think? These guys have play tested this stuff? Come on. It's not like there's
Kevin-
3 editions of this game already. Like, come on.
I knew it would light Kevin up to say anything about Raw. If you want to poke Kevin, just mention Raw.
Seriously. But it says in the book. All right.
But page 68, paragraph 3 says...
Why
But
don't
I
you
should,
do
you know,
by the rules, Kevin?
you know, here-
When are we playing Pathfinder 1 again?
I guess here's the upside. Here's the reason why it works is because you're making the decision of how you're spending your AP each round. It's, I guess, makes it so it's that mental calculus gets done ahead of time where you don't have to like change what you're going to do because other people are acting before you now. So maybe that's the advantage there. So anyway, we got at 16 and 14, and these chuckleheads are acting after you guys on an 11. So first up, what you see, guys, is 2 rough-looking. And let me switch up the old track here. We're gonna make our more sinister sound coming up here. Ooh,
There you go.
there you go. So what you guys see coming down this darkened alleyway. Now, did I forget to turn you guys over? I did. Boom, here, guys. Look at this.
Oh,
So there
I see.
is the darkened streets of the crossing. Okay, do not bark, honey. Don't bark. No, go lie down. Go lie down. Good girl.
You may need a dog cam, Kevin, just to occasionally give us a flash. You know, give your players a flash of Anna when she comes out. There you go.
Someone has just said, I want to go in the kennel for a little bit, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm ready to declare no. There is no initiative button
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could not find
because there's a
it.
lot on the sheet. So I was still thinking maybe it
There
was
might
hiding.
be a chance, yeah.
Right. It's pretty.
I'm sure this is a clever sheet, but
It is.
I'm having struggles. I can't actually upgrade myself because it won't accept it,
Oh, really?
and I have difficulty in, there's just a lot of searching to find.
Yeah. Well, and we haven't had this situation yet. I mean, I assume probably after our first combat, we'll know it a little bit better of where stuff is. But
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
sorry about that,
We
guys.
haven't
Again, jeez.
gotten very deep into it yet.
right.
All right. So, first up is let's see here. It is Ari. So Ari, you can see there are two guys coming down, and they have the distinctive brown tunic and red kind of sash thing that comes with the Rude Boys. You're able to spot them. They seem to have spotted you as well. Oh no, sorry, they have not spotted you. They've only spotted Jewel and Ebert, and Jewel and Ebert have not. They're still, are yelling at each other.
Two.
And you can see the Rude Boys are each carrying a pretty brutal. Well, what they have in their hand is a pretty brutal-looking cudgel. These crude, it's just like a nasty edged bit of wood, heavy, solid wood, put on the end of a handle. And in their belts as well, each has a pistol. And they're sort of walking along. They see Jewel and Ebert, and both of them begin charging in towards. You can see that they're going to be going in to try and get at Ebert before he realizes that they're there. So, Ari, what do? You have 3 action points. Let's talk about the mechanics of this, too. And I should have loaded... What I'll do between now and next session, guys, is there's actually a nice one-page summary that has all the different actions you can take on it. I should do what I've done for Modern Age. It's on page 242 of the core rulebook.
All right.
Now, one of the things you want to consider as well is defenses or reactions against attacks are not free. So if you want to be cautious in the way you fight, you're going to want to reserve 1 AP for defending, or you can just go all out. One other restriction on how you spend your action points is you can only make 1 attack per round.
And what? Tell me again what we see. How many?
2.
Someone was coming.
2 Rude
Two
Boys.
were coming.
Yes, 2 Rude Boys are making their way down the alleyway. They seem to have spotted you, and Albie seem to have, ducked into the shadows of the alleyway. And where we are is a little more decrepit than what we see here. Remember, this is the worst of the worst part of Crossing. This was a once well-off kind of neighborhood that has completely fallen to pot. You two have ducked into ducked in, and these Rude Boys are unaware that you guys are lurking in the shadows. So you will have an opportunity to do something before they act. But from the look of things, Jewel and Ebert are more concerned with yelling at each other than they are, their potential safety.
Does Ari have a sense of whether these 2 are the ones we detected before, or would they be additional?
Well, you didn't detect them. Only Albie told you about them, but you haven't actually seen them. Right? So, Albie just got back. Albie just got back, and these things came walking up. You're going to have to make a decision, though, within 10 seconds, or you're going to miss your turn. Because right now, these things are walking up the alleyway. What are you going to do?
Is there a and not knowing the system, is there a hold action?
I don't know. Let's see. Take cover, hard terrain. What I'm going to say is, I'll look it up afterwards. You can put a contingent action, but that's it. If X, then Y. You can drop down in the initiative order if you want, but that'll put you after the others. And let's see here. New combatants take turns, rinse, repeat. What I'll say is that I will allow you to drop down the initiative order, but then it will... I'm not sure if you get a chance to jump in beforehand or not.
Yeah, I see the weight. I see the... the wait action.
Oh, there's a wait action? Okay.
Yeah, it's under special actions.
Okay, so wait until later to use your AP, but place yourself lower down on the initiative ladder. Okay, so
it sounds permanent. You know,
Yeah.
where I would move down.
so where do you want to put yourself on the ladder? They're acting on 11.
I will put myself. And what is Ebert and? They haven't rolled yet, right?
Ebern, they're completely unaware. They're surprised this round.
Got it. I'll put myself at 10.
Okay, so then Albie, you're up first. What are you doing?
Sorry,
Ari. Oh wait, Albie. Yeah, right. Fucking say names. Jesus. This happens in so many goddamn campaigns I run.
We did it to you on purpose. Albie
Yeah,
and
really.
Ari.
Jeff can tell you about the two characters from our Star Wars game who had effectively the same name too.
That was amazing.
Sorry, Arlen. What is Albie doing?
So I have to move to get up to them. What?
Yes.
Is it just a hustle move?
I think just one. Yeah, hustle.
All right. Well, then I am going to hustle up and try to shank one of them.
Nice. Okay.
Or does it take an action for me to retrieve my stiletto or not?
Unless you think you would have had it out, then I don't. I think you would have to get it out. But let's see here. Special actions.
Okay. Well, then, that puts me in a dangerous position because that would be all three of my APs to hustle and to grab my dagger and to attack.
Let's see here. I'm just gonna, because the system is new to us, and for those listening at home, this is our first time playing Zweihander, so you have to forgive any delays that we're taking here. Like, I don't see a specific action. I see a load action, but that's for ranged weapons. Channel power, dirty tricks, maneuver, hustle, get up, charge. Do you guys recall seeing anything about readying weapons at all?
I do not recall anything, but
Sounds like it'd be an action or something, right?
I think,
One
yeah.
action
You know
point?
what? For now, we'll say it's one act. We'll say it's an action point.
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking in here. Okay, well, maybe someone in chat might tell us whether we're doing this wrong or not. So anyway, so one of your three is spent to get in there, right?
Yes. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna grab my knife from
Yep.
my belt. I'm gonna run in and I'm gonna try to shank one of them, and I'm gonna hope that Ari, because I don't know what the initiative roll is as a character,
No.
right? I just have a sense of when it's going. So I'm hoping that Ari is gonna go before them, even though as a player I know that that's
Yep.
not gonna happen.
Okay.
All right. So now what I do is just click on the roll next to stiletto.
Now you just click on your, what is it, melee, whatever one it is, simple melee, martial melee, whatever is the appropriate one for your weapon. What you're using a stiletto?
I'm using a stiletto, which is simple melee.
What are the qualities on the stiletto?
Stiletto has fast, vicious, and weak.
Okay, so fast, whenever a foe is struck by a weapon of this quality, they suffer a -1 base chance to dodge or parry. So that's helpful. Weak was one. Weapons of this quality can only inflict moderate or serious injuries, never grievous injuries. Okay, and then what was the third one? So the middle one?
Vicious.
Vicious. Weapons of this quality grant an additional D6 chaos die when determining whether the wielder inflicts injury upon an opponent. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, vicious always sounds good.
Vicious always, yeah, definitely. All right, so then go ahead and make your attack roll.
right.
No modifiers.
Simple melee.
Here we go.
No modifiers.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it just means that he doesn't get a defense. Oof. Yep. So, you guys have 4 fortune points. Do you want to spend one of those fortune points to re-roll that?
Seems like I should, because I'm hoping to take one guy down.
Now's the time.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm going to spend one and re-roll.
Okay. Here we go. Eesh. Okay, so you come racing in. You try and stab out with this, but I think you just misjudged. where the guy is, and I guess the adrenaline got the better of you. So it doesn't connect with the guy. He sees you at the last second, moves to the side, and it does not. You can't find home for that stiletto. Okay, so now it's their turn. Now you don't have any defenses, right?
I don't have any defenses right now.
Okay, so you know what I'll do is I'm going to roll in chat because that seems to suit the grim and perilous nature of this game.
Rolling in the open.
Rolling in the open, yeah. No DM screen here. So then he turns and sees you there and is going to swing wildly with his cudgel at you. He's going to... and misses. So he swings and misses. Then he will... there's not really... He's going to save, I guess, the other two APs. Maybe I'll spend... So I saw on Twitter that Dan Fox said that there's a new action coming in, and it sounds to be... You know the Seek action in Pathfinder? Where you can spend an action to try and gain more information. I'm going to allow him to spend one action point to try and take another look at... to find the... see if there's any other hidden foes here. I rolled an 8. So I succeeded in my thing. Ari, would you give me another stealth roll?
Okay.
My total bonus, though, is only a 4. So as long as you succeed...
No modifier, Kevin?
No modifier. Oh, no, I'll give you plus 20 again, sorry. Because you still have not moved out of the shadows.
Okay.
Okay, and... Oh, you put... Sorry, it's actually plus, not minus 20, plus 20. I was thinking of there.
So that would have been... Yeah, I did the wrong one. That would have been... should I do it again? Let's use this one, right? Whatever.
Well, you can use that score. Yeah. That's a success. You rolled a 4. Your agility's in 5, right? Agility bonus is 5.
That's correct.
So your total, so your number's a 9. I rolled a 4. That means he does not see you. He succeeded. Okay. You succeeded, but you, with your agility and whatnot, you're still hidden in the shadows. Forgive me for the sound of our girl in the background there. Okay. Then let's see here. That is the first one. The second one looks over, and he only sees you, I guess, Albie, so he's going to try and hit you. One action to move into, to engage you. Second action... Oh, what am I rolling here? Hold on. Cav, quit cheating. Quit cheating! Misses again! So she comes in, swings at you, and fortunately is not able to connect with you. All right, so he's saving a last action point for defenses as well. So that is the end of the first round. We're back at the top.
I go at 10.
Oh, you have it. I'm sorry. Yes, you do. What are you doing?
I am letting fly with a throwing knife.
Okay.
So I guess let's see. So I would need let's see. An attack is 1.
Attack, yes. Like just a regular melee attack is 1. Oh, range attack is 1. You make a combat test, and then I can draw and do a ranged attack. Yes,
I guess.
Yeah.
That is what I will do.
Okay, and I am going to let them, because while they haven't seen you, they are on the defense, so I will let them make a defense roll against this.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and make your attack roll.
Modifier?
No modifiers.
Okay. Let's see here. Throwing knife.
Go. And 95. 95 is a big miss. So, what does it look like?
Ari's not a big combat guy, so
yeah,
you know he panicked. He let one fly into the wall.
Okay.
I mean,
so what do you got? 1 action point left. Are you banking that for defenses?
I'm banking.
Okay, nice. All right, then it is top of the... Oh, actually, first off, let's have Ebert and Jewel both roll initiative now. So D10 plus your initiative modifier. And actually, what I'll do is, guys, I will... Go.
So, oh, you're just adding it? My initiative was 7.
Yeah, and let me... what I'll do is I'll add... Oops, wrong thing. I'll add a... initiative tracker here for you guys, and so we know.
Why is my keyboard not typing?
And again, sorry for the marking. Let's see here. Ari's on a 10. Jewel got a 12. And Ebert got a 17. Nicely done. And Albie's on a 15. No, what are you on? 14. Okay. And then, let's see here. This is not what they look like, but this is the easiest at-hand thing. Add turn.
Yeah, we would have run if that's what you did.
The Sigmarite priest. Okay, so let's put this.
Ari would have been out of there.
All right, so then, guys, we are at the top of the round. Then, so Ebert, all this stuff has happened now. You can see there are two. You're not engaged with anyone right now. There are two of these rude boys that are engaged with Albie. What do? You have 3 actions.
I swing round and go, "Ah, you dirty fucker!" Pull my shiv out
Okay.
and step forward and ram it into the nearest guy.
Go ahead. Excellent. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Any modifier or?
No modifiers.
Okay.
71. Oof. So that is a miss. You do have 3 fortune left. So.
I will go again. Let's
Okay. So 1.
pull back again.
Okay.
And
Go. Ooh. Okay. So 2 fortune left. That is a big miss. So once again, you go in to try and stab these guys. Clearly not the first time they have, faced off in a dark alley with some other attacker. Albie, you are up next. What are you doing? Your action point refreshes. You got 3. What are you doing?
So I'm gonna try to stab one of them and keep 2. I can react twice, right?
Yes.
To dodge.
Yep.
Okay, so then I'm gonna try to stab one of them and keep 2 in reserve.
Okay.
And that's a miss.
1 second here. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. If your defense modifier, it translates. If you have a defense modifier to your attack, it translates to the inverse for the defenses. So if you've got a plus 20 to attack, it becomes a minus 20 to the dodge. Conversely, if you've got minus 10 to your thing, it becomes easier to dodge. I was just checking to see if you can do it. I don't see anything about multiple dodges here, so you're fine. All right, so Albie, that is not a hit. Do you want to spend a fortune point?
No, I'm gonna let the dice fall.
Okay, so you got 2 action points in reserve. Jewel, you're up now. What are you doing? You are not engaged with these. See, Ebert and Albie are scuffling with 2 rude boys.
Okay, so she's gonna run up to one. We just use one of her actions to move up to one of them.
Okay.
And she's going to say, "Why are you attacking my friends?" And she's gonna try and grab him.
Nice. Okay. So go ahead and let's see here. I think that's what. Oh yeah, right. You're quite a skilled grappler, right?
Yeah, that's my. So first, I'm just gonna try and. Oh, I guess it's technically called a chokehold.
Ooh. Okay. Well, when engaged with a foe, make an athletics check. If successful, your foe may attempt to resist by making a successful athletics test or be choked.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, but you
And
are
I
engaged
have
now. You're spending 1 action to engage with them.
Yeah.
Right, to move up to be close enough to engage with them, and then you're spending another 1 to make an athletics check.
Okay, so I make an athletics check. He has a minus 10 to resist the chance.
Okay.
Okay.
So first you got to hit.
First I have to connect, so I'll go to skills and roll.
Yeah.
What did you say? Athletics?
Athletics, please. Yeah.
Oh, close.
There are 2 fortune points left.
No, I'll just. She's just like, kind of interfering with them at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
Or attempting to.
All right, so you go running up, and you're kind of like, get off of him! But you're more just a nuisance than you are actually a threat for them. Okay, so then that means you have one action point in reserve. Then, this is more grim and hilarious. Yeah, this is my experience with Warhammer Fantasy as well, too. At least not 4th edition, but previous editions was a lot of swing and miss and swing and miss. So, all right, so then it is... let's see here. It is the Rude Boy's turn. So one of them is going to actually spend an action point his first action point is to draw the firearm, and he's going to try and push it at the big guy. So Ebert, he's going to try and shoot you with his.
Well, to be fair, I'm a 5'2" big guy, but we'll go with that.
True. Take out the one-armed guy. Here we go. Boom, that is a big miss. I'm going to spend my first point of misfortune to re-roll that. To roll 20. Does it again. So there's this loud explosion as the firearm goes off. It doesn't not misfire, but that's the first one, and he curses as it goes wild and hits some wall, and you can hear the bullet ricochet further down the alleyway. Then the other one, having heard the sound. And I think what he will spend one action to disengage. So he's pulled back now. He's not engaged with everybody, but he's got one in reserve. Actually, there's a lot of guys on him. Maybe he will keep the 2 on him. Keep those 2 in reserve for defenses. Then the other one is going to try and whack Albie with the cudgel again. Fucking thing. I'll spend a misfortune again, because someone's got to hit at some point. There we go. Now, Albie, you have reserved... something to defend here. So why don't you go ahead, give us a melee check with your what do you call it? Your simple melee, because that's what you're wielding.
All right.
Here we go.
Clicking the parry button.
95 is not a hit.
95 is not good.
I think, how many, do we have 1 fortune point left right now, or is there 2?
I think we have 2 left.
Still have 2 left,
Yeah.
okay. So then, that is a hit on their part. The damage for this, and these dice explode, potentially... Oh, it's actually, you would have -10 to your defense against this thing as well, because it's light. Okay, so I was just reading to see what the quality is. Okay, then I'm going to roll damage here. It's 1d6. That potentially explodes. Nope, does not explode. So you take 9 points of damage. Compare that to your damage threshold. What's your damage threshold, Albie?
I have... So I can't... I have a series of numbers, and I'm not sure what they all mean.
So the first one would be your initial, then each one will be 6 higher, and that represents the different levels of wounding.
Okay, so my first one is a 3, and then my second one is a 9.
Second one is a 9. Okay, so what that means is this has hit you hard enough for you to take 2 levels. So you bump your injured or your damage, what is it called here? Not your peril track, your damage track, I think it's called.
To moderately wounded?
Down to...
Unharmed, lightly wounded, moderately wounded?
Yes, that's right. So this guy whacks you. I think where do you think he hits him?
Because
it's not a critical thing, so he may have just...
Probably like a kind of... It swings around, it sort of feints towards my head, but then brings it around and hits me like right in the knee and kind of smacks my leg sideways, and I can feel that something, it didn't break, but it's in serious condition.
Yeah. And I think you're at -1 for skill ranks now, right? Now we got to check for injury as well too. Now, because when a character's damage track drops to lightly wounded, you're lightly wounded, right?
I am moderately wounded.
Ooh, once the condition track drops to moderately wounded, they must immediately roll a 1d6 chaos dice. If the result is a 6, you suffer a moderate injury. So would you give me a d6 roll, please? Okay, so it hits, but it does not actually injure you. Are you wearing armor?
I have just clothing.
Okay, It doesn't matter. You didn't suffer an injury, but you start bleeding if you're not wearing armor and you are hit. Okay, so you whacks you in the shoulder or in the leg. That I believe is the end of their attacks. Ari, you're up next. What are you doing? You're still not engaged with everyone. You're at a distance.
Is there a penalty for ranged attack into a melee situation with the?
I don't recall seeing one, but
because that's what I am considering.
Okay, that sounds like a strong. Let's hear. Conditional effects on combat: blinded, choked, defenseless, disarmed, helpless, inspired, intimidated, knocked out, prone, stunned, surprised. Let's talk about inspired, because that's actually kind of an interesting special action that I remember reading about before. Inspiring words. You can spend 1 AP once during a combat. You may attempt a leadership test. Depending on where you are on the damage track, the difficulty rating of the leadership eases or gets worse. If you're unharmed, it's plus 20%. If successful, a number of your allies equal to your fellowship bonus who can clearly see and hear you are immediately inspired, giving them plus 1 to their damage and peril thresholds. If it is a critical success, then they move 1 step up on the peril condition track. You guys aren't on the peril condition track yet. Allies gain the plus 1 benefit until the end of combat or until subject to a litany of hatred or made victim to stress, fear, or terror. Allies can only be subject to inspiring words once during combat. So, I'm not saying you have to do that, but that is an option as well. I think it's a neat little way to do that bardic inspiration kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Litany of Hatred is it's the reverse. It's breaking the morale of the enemies.
I am going to I'm going to let fly with my second throwing knife.
Okay. So 1 AP to draw it. You have safely disposed of the first one without anyone being injured, so let's see if this
Everything's
one.
okay.
Here we go.
But now, he's all dialed in now, I think.
Okay.
So, okay. No modifier, right?
No modifiers, no.
There we go.
There you go. Okay, so then let's make their defense, their dodge. They don't have any bonus to it. Okay, so... Oh, actually, I gotta get D100 again. Successfully dodges. So you throw your dagger. They've seen your little form there in the shadows. You draw another one. You throw it at them. They are able to get out of the way. Then let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So then I guess it is next. Or do you have anything else you want to do with your action points, or are we going on to Ebert?
I'm gonna hold. I think I've just got one left, and I'm holding it in reserve for defense.
You got it. Ebert, what are you doing?
I will have another go at sticking my shiv into the guy.
Okay, go ahead.
So if I want to do a cold shot, how does that work?
So where do you think your called shot's going to try and land?
I'm going to try and stick it in the guy's throat.
The guy's throat. Okay, so that's probably a... Let's see here. What does it say about called shots? Because it says... It unfortunately does... In the combat section, it doesn't give you the modifiers. It says talk to your DM about it.
The all-knowing GM.
Yeah, really.
Clearly a plus 20.
Well, and I'd like, as you say, I would like to... one thing I will say is that the index is not helpful in many ways. It's set out in such a strange way that it's really hard to find the thing that you're actually looking for. Like, I'm looking for called shots. There's no reference to that. There's nothing under... Here we go.
Attack actions?
Actions in combat is 245, which has called shots, but then it says... That's the entry that says, look at your... called shot. Increase the difficulty that the GM assigns based on it, but there's not even a cross-reference in there to what we might have applied to it.
What about... you just came from 245?
Yeah, it came from 245. Let's see here. Okay, so if I could... Let's say it's going to be... I'm going to say the minus 20, let's say.
Minus 20,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. I don't think I'll do one of them again.
Here we go. Oh, that's morale checks. Called shots, here we go. Called shots. Arms are minus 10. It's on page 374. Head is minus 30. Body is standard. Legs are minus 20.
So, missed.
That is... Oh, that's actually a fumble. Now, hold on. Let's just... so I'm looking at 374. I just want to... see this here.
Yeah, it's interesting. So you get the minus net modifier, but they can't dodge or parry.
They can't dodge or parry.
Well, although if you attack the body and you don't have a modifier, it seems like you always try to gut them.
Well, that's
right?
the thing. Like, so there is a injuries and hit location. It says hit locations may also have an impact on what specific injuries the character may suffer. Use your best judgment. There's a random hit location, like in other games like GURPS or Mithras or RuneQuest or whatnot too. When you target a specific location, the advantage of that is that the consequence of a hit in those harder to hit locations is dramatically disproportionate to the hits in anywhere else. I don't understand why you wouldn't just make a called shot to the body each time here.
Yep.
Well, it costs twice as much AP to attack.
But
as opposed to
making the called shot, right? Why would you target the head instead of the body if you're suffering the big penalty, but you don't do any extra damage?
Gotcha.
Yeah, because the hit locations don't seem to track to modifiers to your damage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm going to do? So I'm just going to house roll for now. It'll be minus 20 for all called shots, and then we'll just narrate out whatever... Because, called shot's going to be taking it... we'll say it's just a very careful shot for now, and then what I'll do is I'll check with our buddy Matt at Jowzem's Den and see if he's got some insight into this, and then if not there, we can ask on the Grim Perilous Discord server. Maybe we're missing something here, but... It seems weird that, why would you not always just called shot the body then?
Right.
Because there's no benefit to hitting
unless
the
head. They had, a breastplate and no other armor.
True.
I can see that, but otherwise it seems...
I don't think... But the thing is, because of the abstracted toughness save, or damage save in this too, there's not... It doesn't... There's no rules for hits in the head versus whatever else, right?
Yeah.
So... But, maybe we're missing something. So, and again, if folks listening, maybe those in chat can help... explain to us why that's the case. So anyway, that is a miss. That is a fumble. So let's see here. Then the fumble. I'm sure is there a fumble chart in here, or let's see here. Combat. Yep. How about fumbles? Jeez, not please. Let's see here. Is it called critical failure or is it called fumble? Critical failure. 19. Critical success. Critical failure. The effects are generally up to the GM will tell you what the effect is. Okay. All right. So I think how many AP do you have right now?
On page 252, there's a rule for critical failure in
combat. Here we go. It causes fatigue for overexertion. Oof. Sean, would you kind of give us a 2d10 plus 2 check, please? This is going to be compared against your peril threshold. Oh, no, this is Ebert. Sorry. Sean's like, what the fuck?
This game is grim and perilous. I was just standing there. What the hell?
Sorry.
Yeah. Suck it up.
Sean, you're down. You're down, Sean.
Yeah. Okay. 10. What's your physical peril? Or your peril threshold?
Ooh. Peril threshold. Peril threshold 6.
6.
If that's the
so
first
it's not 6
one.
more.
Yeah.
So then your peril threshold goes down to imperiled. So you've overexerted yourself. That's a result of your physical. Now, you have 2 more APs left. Are you just banking those?
Well, I guess I've got 1, right? Because that's 2, right? For a
call shot was 2. Correct. Yes. Forgive me.
Yeah, I'll keep my 1 to dodge the attack that will
Inevitable counterattack. Yeah. All right. So Albie, your turn. What are you doing?
All right, gonna roll to shank. I'm not doing a called shot, so it's just the regular amount.
Yeah.
And that's a miss.
That's a miss.
Despite huge damage.
Okay. Jewel, your turn. What are you doing?
Jewel will try. try to grab him again.
Get him, Jewel.
Get him, Jewel. Come on. Oh, so close.
So close. Shit.
Man.
All right, then it's their turn. What do I got here? Let's see. So first one is going to spend an AP. No, actually, it's just going to be an attack. So he's going to try and hit Ebert with his cudgel. That's a miss. And then we will use the second. Second is actually going to draw his firearm and try and shoot Albie. So here we go. Oh, Albie, make a dodge.
With a firearm, I don't think I can.
Oh, you can't? That's right.
Yep.
Shit, give us a D6 roll then, please. This will be the little cruel making you roll damage on yourself, but it's Grim and Perilous.
It's Grim and Perilous.
4.
That's 4.
Okay, so that is 8 in total.
8.
Hold up.
So that only beats my damage. That beats my damage threshold, but not the +6.
Okay, so that means you're bumped down by 1 more.
Okay, now I am seriously wounded.
So now would you roll 2d6 to determine if you're injured? No injury. It's only on a 6 when you suffer a serious injury. Okay, so you were shot, but fortunately it doesn't seem to be, apart from some grazing and a little bit of blood, it's not much. And by blood I mean a little bit. It's not an actual bleeding wound. But you're not -2 to all your skills. All right, that is them. Ari, what are you doing?
Ari is going to let loose with his third and last throwing knife.
Okay.
So he draws it and
Go. I feel good about this one.
Yeah, come on.
Here it comes. And you have 2 fortune points left.
Sure. Let's give it a shot.
Sounds good.
It's going to take you a while to pick up all these knives.
Yeah, really. It's like some poor rich person somewhere is looking
Here
in
we
their
go.
drawer. That's a nice hit.
Ooh.
Okay, and let me roll the dodge here. That is a hit. So 8
Yes.
points of damage. All right, so let me compare this to his damage threshold. He is the first one down, which is injured, I think. So it grazes on his, it I think kind of cuts in, but when he moves, it falls out again. But yeah,
He goes down, huh?
he does not. Definitely is aware where you are right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it is, I guess, Ebert's turn again. Ebert, what are you doing? Now, hold on, one thing. So, assuming what you could do also, Ari, if you don't want to save anything for defense, you could spend another action point to get something else out if you wanted to get yourself ahead for the next round. Or do you want to save it for defense?
Let's see. So, so they're standing there, and they've got Albie, Ebert, and Jules on them. Right?
Yes, right. Yeah.
You know what? I mean, based on that, Ari is not courageous, but I think given that they're kind of buried in his comrades, it seems less likely that they're going to tear away from them to come over at me. So I am going to use that point to draw my wisp dagger.
Okay. Nice.
Good call.
I will have another stab in the gut this time
Okay.
with my shiv.
Here it comes. -2. Big money. Big money.
No modifier.
He's clearly out of practice. Oh, and you can't re-roll that because it's a fumble. Oh, fuck. Or critical failure. So go ahead and give us a 2d10 plus 2 roll again. And it's not a chaos dice or a fury dice, so it can't explode. So there's that. 10. What was your peril threshold again?
6.
6. Okay, so you take another. You are now ignoring
And
one
now
skill rank.
Correct.
So clearly, like, you know, most of your bouncing has not been actual physical work. It's been just glaring at people and getting them to get the fuck out.
Right.
And to be fair, since I can't hit with the skill ranks I've got, one rank less won't matter. So.
Yeah,
True.
this is true. You can't.
That's a good
this.
outlook.
Okay, Albie, what are you doing?
Um.
You've been hit and stabbed
Okay, so
or shot.
I think what I can do, there's a withdraw action, right?
Yes, there is.
There's a withdraw. So I can attempt to shank and then withdraw.
You absolutely can.
So I think that's what I'm going to do because I'm getting dangerously close to grievously wounded and slain on the damage condition track. Okay,
Jesus.
so attempt to shank. Rolling.
Okay, where is?
Ooh.
Yeah, maneuver is what you're thinking. So maneuver costs 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big hit though. Nice. Let me
Yeah,
see
that's
how
pretty
they
nasty.
do here. Is it tracking your?
I don't think it's tracking any penalties through, but I don't think you take penalties to skill for damage. I think that's only for the peril condition.
Oh, is it? Okay. Let's hear. Well, I guess you're.
I think it doesn't look like I was reading through the damage section, and it doesn't look like it looks
Yeah.
like. I mean, you're beat up and hurt, but
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not
yeah.
taking penalties.
That's interesting.
I think you take penalties on injuries, though.
So you know, like in, you can, yeah, definitely. The if you suffer an injury, you can. That's pretty cool. So there's a bit of a death spiral, but you're not stuck with it for the length of the game, then, because you recover
Yep.
from peril conditions quite quickly.
yeah,
I
And
like
that's just
that.
from fatigue.
Yeah,
yeah, peril is like fatigue and overexertion and stuff.
yeah. Okay, so let's see with the he does have a parry. And he just barely makes his parry.
I wasted
Shit.
23 damage. Okay, so then I step back out.
Yeah.
You know, step back out of combat, and hopefully they won't hit me.
Oh god, yeah, because you got no defenses now. All right, Jewel, you can
Yep.
see that Albie is pretty beat up. He has actually moved himself out of combat. He's pushed the guy and is staggering back. He's looking pretty banged up. This one guy is completely unengaged right now, so I think you could just... They're all sort of in a scrum together. If you want to engage this guy... I guess I never really asked whether you were attacking the one that Albie was fighting or the one that Ebert was fighting. I pictured it was Ebert's one because you were closer to Ebert at the start of the fight. Is that how you guys took it too?
Yeah, sure.
That's how I took it, certainly.
Okay, so Jewel, what are you doing?
She's gonna turn to the one that was fighting Albie.
Yep.
Do I have to move to engage?
No. I'll let you just...
Like it's like close quarters the whole
yeah,
time.
it'll just be choosing to attack someone else as opposed to... Yeah.
Okay, and then I use one of my action points to take my prayer beads out.
Nice. Okay.
Now she's actually gonna attempt to use that to choke him.
Okay, go right ahead.
She's gonna say, "You shot my friend."
Yeah.
She's gonna. So is it the same roll, or do I roll the weapon?
It is the same... what is it? Whatever. I think you roll
It's
the
a
weapon.
simple melee.
Yeah, I think you roll, if you've got the weapon stats set out, then you should be able to click on that. I think that's what everyone else was doing.
Okay. So.
So I think when we made characters, we filled all that stuff out
Yeah.
correctly. Let's see here.
Here we go.
I like that you don't take modifier or penalties for damage too. That's a really good thing. Okay, that actually is a hit. And you know what? I think this guy's out of actions as well because he drew his gun last time and shot Albie, and then defended.
Parried. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So then that is a hit. What? Resist a chokehold.
So it puts him into a chokehold.
Okay.
Whatever the rules are for that, and he must flip the results to fail when resisting its effects.
-10. Oh, nice. Okay, so let's
And he
see.
had a penalty if he would have tried to dodge it or parry it.
So I think so. My reading of that is that he's in a chokehold right now, and when you got one more action left, right?
Yeah, which I'm gonna keep for defense. Oh, or do I do something with it
Hold
once
on,
he's in a chokehold? I don't honestly know.
Yeah, let's just take a moment and take a look and see how this actually works.
We forgot my stiletto is fast, which means he gets a 10-point penalty to his roll to parry it.
which
so if
actually
he
would
just
have
made
been
it, then
Yes, so let's.
he
Okay, so
I don't think he was.
Oh, that's
successful.
why I put that on there, because it's
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's hold on. Let's go back then. So
Nice.
he actually would have missed then. He would have missed his parry, so he takes 23 points of damage.
But I can't cause a grievous wound no matter how deadly, so he can only move like 2 steps on the track.
Well, so the difference is there's a difference between your level of injury and your wound. A wound is something. Wounds are the things that we're rolling for with your combat. I had to reread this section actually a couple of times to understand.
Okay. Yeah.
Your level of injury is different from the level of wound. Your thing can't cause grievous wounds, but it can cause grievous injury.
Okay.
Like when I first read it, I was like, wait, you can stab all day and never kill someone, but what it means is just that you don't trigger the, when you were rolling, you hit the certain levels, you were rolling for wounds.
Yeah.
I never roll on the grievous wound chart.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do this first. So you've reduced this guy down to, actually to the grievously injured category. So then, why don't you give me, you can't to suffer a grievous wound, give me... Hold on here. I think we have to roll... Do you guys remember if you roll once for injuries, or do we roll each time you go down? Like if you're reduced by several injury levels at once, whether we roll just for the worst or we roll for each of them as you progressively make your way through it.
I think we only roll for the worst.
Okay.
But I don't remember. For
Yeah,
sure.
because it says when a character's damage track drops to lightly wounded, there's no risk of injury. Once damage track drops to, I guess it drops all in one step.
Yeah.
So, okay, so then would you kind of give me 2d6 roll there, Arlen? I know I'm supposed to roll it, but I'd rather...
No sixes.
No success. Okay, so this is, however, a really nasty stab. You've definitely been trading off. Now, would that have affected your withdrawal?
I'm going to keep withdrawing because I'm going to pull out my pistol next round.
Got it. Okay, so you're back. And then Jewel, the one that is facing Ebert, he turns to see where his ally is going, and you whip your Garrett around his neck. Let's just take a look at quickly and see how the Garrett works here. So Garrett has entangling, fast, and ineffective. So entangling means I actually have the GM playmat here. Look at this, guys.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's serious.
it's no fucking around stuff here. It's got the qualities, all the qualities on one list here. So Garrett, entangling means immediately after striking a foe, weapons of this quality forces the foe to resist either a chokehold or a takedown. In addition, whenever the foe is threatened with a chokehold or takedown with this weapon, they must flip the results to fail when resisting its effects. So, first thing I guess what I need to do... Well, first off, do you want to do chokehold or takedown?
No, she's choking him.
She's choking him. Okay, great. And then that's entangling. Fast is -10 to the defense. And ineffective is weapons cannot deal damage or inflict injury, so you can just do the chokehold with it. Okay, so let me make...
It just chokes him.
And I'm resisting chokehold with, let's see here, athletics. Foe must resist athletics or be choked. Okay, his athletics is based on brawn. Okay, failed. So go ahead and give me 1d10 plus your brawn bonus, which is he takes in peril.
Oh, okay. 1d10. So what's my brawn bonus?
It's your
It's
brawn
the number.
Yeah.
It's the little number in the
square
side.
box.
Okay.
Yep.
So nice.
And then, do you have something that modifies that as well too? I can't remember if you had a talent.
I did have, I do have a talent. Clinch fighter. You penalize their foe, their ability to resist a chokehold by -10.
Okay, so that's geez.
In addition, when you do a chokehold, you add an additional 1d10.
So you're rolling 2d10 plus your brawn
Plus
bonus.
5.
Yeah.
2d10 plus 5.
Okay. Holy shit.
15.
Okay.
Apparel.
So there. Oopsies. Peril. His peril threshold. Jeez. Down by 2. So you've got it around his throat, and it. So he suffers that immediately and on your turn while maintained until resisted. So he needs to get a contested athletics against you to get out of here.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think you said it's -10 that they've got to resist you with the what do you call it, with your ability, the clinch fighter, and it suffers. Hold on here, and it must flip the results to fail when resisting. So this is holy shit! This may be the end of our guy here. So what does it look like? So let's get back into the fiction here. So you,
like I said, she yelled, "You shot my friend!" And she sort of like leaps on his back with her prayer beads around his throat.
And he's
filled with prayer beads.
Jeez. Okay, then let's see here. That means next up is these guys. So we have one guy who's grievously injured, who is currently engaged with, I guess, Ebert and the other. He is going to. He's really pissed at you, Albie, for stabbing you. So he's going to disengage. Or actually, hold on. The opportunity attack is it's 0. Let's let Ebert make an attack of opportunity. Ebert, go ahead and make an attack of opportunity. And I'll tell you, because it's a reaction that costs you 0, and they cannot counterspell, dodge, or parry this attack.
Okay.
This happens if they don't withdraw?
Yes, if they're just hustling to get out of there and they're engaged. Okay, so you kind of stab wildly out at him. He is able to move over to Albie. He's going to try and whack Albie with his cudgel again.
Yep.
Albie, you ain't got no defenses, right?
I don't have any defenses.
Okay, so let's roll. Why don't you give us a D6 roll for us? This is his damage roll. Okay. Oof. So it's 10 on the versus your damage threshold. That's by 2, right? That's 2 stages.
That is 2. That kills me.
Hold on. Let's take a look at. Oh no, because you get your fate point. You got your fate point.
Fate point.
Oh yeah, so I guess I spend my fate point to do whatever unkills me, because that would be 2 stages, which would take me to slain.
You know, it's not really a game until the first fate point is
first
spent,
holy shit, don't kill me happens. So he smashes you in the on the side of the head. You drop to the ground. Let's see here. So let's read on 255, sacrificing fate points. Gods be damned if you're going to go out like that. When facing certain death, you can politely tap the shoulder of whatever god or abyssal prince who watches over you to intervene on your behalf. At any point in time when you feel it's appropriate during a game session, even outside of combat, you may sacrifice 1 fate point to save yourself from being slain! Exclamation point or exclamation mark, or ignore any 1 injury. Oh, that's interesting. Following the sacrifice, your GM simply allows your character to soldier onward or have them fall unconscious. They'll decide what best fits the narrative. So I think you're clarked in the side of the head, and you fall to the ground bleeding out into this muddy alleyway, or bleeding in this muddy alleyway, but you are stable.
Okay. So how do I move the damage condition track? Do I move it at all, or do I just stay at what I
You
want?
leave it at grievously wounded.
Grievously wounded.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
fate points are an individual resource, while fortune points are a group resource.
Correct.
And fate points don't refresh.
Fate points don't refresh.
Right.
There's specific, like sort of story-based ways they refresh, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that is the second one is going to actually try and get out of this. So I've got a flip to fail, and I get -10. So let's do this here. Minus 1d100 minus 10. I rolled 53. Is that? I think that's a fail anyway. Yeah, that's a fail anyway. So I can't. He's struggling to try and get out of here, Jewel, but you've got this Garrett locked around his neck. Garretts are awesome in this game. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Okay, so then next up is Ari. What are you doing?
So Ari had drawn his blade.
Yep.
And So what does he see of the two bad guys? What's the refresher of how they're... One guy is trying to get away.
Yep.
Is that right?
So one of them has Jewel has the prayer beads around his throat, and you can see blood beginning to form from this line where the wire or whatever that she's hidden in her prayer beads is digging into his throat. The other one stepped forward after getting stabbed by Albie. Albie was reaching for his pistol, and this guy just knocked him to the ground, and he's still on the ground, maybe dead, maybe not.
I guess I need to go after the one. Well,
I run away. This explains Sean's early departure for the big game. It's like, fuck it, you're on your own.
Out of here. The gnome slips out in the shadows.
Yeah.
So Ari's going to actually attack. I guess the one. Is there an advantage to attacking the one that's getting garroted?
Good question. So let's take a look at the modifiers.
That's my main...
Again, I think that he's going to be... there's no... If you're being choked, you cannot use any actions in combat unless attempting to resist to escape. Let's see if reactions count under actions, special actions. They do. Yep. So he cannot defend, basically. The only thing he can do right now is try and get out. So if you want to stab this guy,
yeah, going after that one.
Cherry picking. Nice.
I'm going to move. I'll spend one to move.
It's appropriate for the short gnome to go after the low-hanging fruit. So
absolutely. Yeah.
Go right ahead. Come on.
So yeah, it steps forward with 1 AP and then a melee attack with a second AP.
Here we go.
Here we come. No modifier?
No modifier.
Okay. Come on, baby.
Oh my god. At least it's not a fumble. A fumble, I would have had you hit Jewel.
Right.
So,
right.
Jewel's like, what are you doing?
Right.
Okay, so there is still, I believe, what, 1 or 2 fortune points left?
I think there's one left.
One left. So there's 1 fortune
I think
point.
I used the second one. I used the last one.
You want to spend it or no?
Man, it seems like we ought to keep one in there. Yeah, because we might need a reroll on a parry.
Guys, is there a way on the character sheets, is there a way to put the traits or the qualities for your weapons?
There's a qualities section, but it doesn't.
Right.
So what you have to do is go into details and type out what that qualities actually do.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did. I typed it in there.
I've got them recorded.
Yeah, so maybe let's do that for the between now and next session. And actually, Jeff, if you wouldn't mind putting down just like verbatim qualities, that'll make it easier to look up on the fly. Because I got that reference chart that's got the.
It didn't say it when I rolled the thing.
What it says is resist a chokehold. They must flip the results, but that didn't include it doesn't include the actual qualities. The qualities that your thing had were entangling.
It's in a different box, but it doesn't.
But it doesn't
that's
display.
What I'm saying. It doesn't display when you roll it.
Got it. Yeah.
There's like a qualities box, but maybe they're setting to show.
Details play when you roll? No.
It shows the details.
Details does show when you roll. Qualities doesn't, even though there's a separate box for weapon qualities.
Right, that's what I was getting at.
Okay.
Yeah. So like this is what I've typed in for mine.
Got it.
And that way
Nice.
it shows
Yep.
stuff. And man, that's a good roll. I wish I wasn't dying on the ground right now.
Okay, so Ari has gone in. You still have one. Oh, because you drew the wisp dagger last round. That means you've got 1 for defense right now. Okay.
I'm keeping it now that I'm in melee. I know I have to keep 1 for defense.
Yeah. All right. So then it is Ebert's turn. Ebert, what are you doing?
For laughs, Ebert swears again and stabs again with his shiv.
Is he stabbing the guy who's being garroted?
I think he needs to hit the other guy, right? Need to take him out.
Well, he would need to move to engage with him.
Oh, in that case, garroted guy's gonna get it.
Yeah,
The
awesome.
garroted guy can't defend
I
himself.
do like
Yeah, he's
to
defenseless
hit a
as
man
well.
when he's down.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
So what's the modifier?
No modifiers.
more.
He just
No
can't
modifiers.
defend. He can't take actions.
Okay.
That is a
Ooh,
hit.
good God.
12 points of damage. All right, so he is now down to... he was down to there. Oh, gosh, he's 1 off from dying. So you stab in, and he's... Oh! his face kind of gets away from the garrote for a moment, and then goes back to trying to pull the thing around off from his throat. Albie is doing nothing. Jewel, you want to roll? You're going to apply the chokehold again?
Yeah. So do I continue to roll for it, or how does it work?
Just roll damage. He needs to resist to get out of here.
Oh, he just takes this 2d10.
That's my reading of it. It says that he suffers the damage immediately and on your turn when maintained. So if you're just maintaining the chokehold, 16. Oh my gosh, I think he's unconscious. Yeah. So you just choke him into unconsciousness. His hand kind of feebly comes up, but then he drops limp. You toss him to the ground. Okay, so you still have 2 APs left.
What's happening with the other guy?
The other guy has just knocked Albie to the ground and is turning to face you guys. Ooh, let's actually. I'm gonna make a morale check for him. That was we were just looking at that as an optional thing. I think it is resolve. I make a resolve check for him. In fact, I'll just do that. I'm not gonna look it up here. So let's see here. His resolve is, where is it here? It's based on willpower. There's no bonus to it. He's gonna get the fuck out of here. So if you do nothing else, if you just reserve your other 2 actions there, Jewel, and you don't run over to engage this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. He turns and sprints off down the alleyway, and he's yelling out, Trevor's down! Trevor's down! And it's echoing everywhere in this, hollow, open area right next to Moore House. So, at this point, guys, let's take we blew right past our usual break. I'm going to go check on Miss Noisy and give her a chance to get a break outside. So we'll be back in... howdy, Mo! We'll be back in about 5 minutes, folks. And then, Sean, when do you need to leave for the game anyway?
Probably about 20 minutes.
Oh, okay, cool. Then let's put on...
What time does this happen?
The big game, you mean?
Yeah, the big game that we're not talking about?
No idea. You're asking the wrong cowboy. That is not...
I was hoping Sean knew.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's 3. I'm actually going...
3 Pacific?
3 Pacific, sorry.
Okay, so that's 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm going somewhere.
Time.
I have to leave a little early. I'm actually going to
pre-gaming. Nice.
Yeah.
A little big game tailgating. You may not be from the Midwest, but you party like one.
Doggone it.
Okay, so we'll be back in a moment, folks. Thanks. All right. Oh, man. How was the play last night, Jeff?
That was pretty good. It was as you like it, but a modified version with set in British Columbia in the '60s, and
Interesting. They didn't
and then they
Vietnam draft dodgers. Is that
no,
Okay.
and then it's just more like because it had Beatles music, so they sang a bunch of Beatles songs in it, and it was really good. The Beatles songs actually fit the play very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Mal gets John Carpenter vibes from the music. Yeah, thanks. I love the synth-heavy creepiness of this. Well, that's cool. That sounds like it was a good time.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's beautiful. We just ducked outside, and Anna is out of the kennel now, and we're going to see how she behaves. Oh, man. Let's see here. So I'm looking to see how we're treating injuries. I know that there is moderate and serious injuries must be treated in order to begin recuperation. We are grievous injuries require surgery before recuperation begins.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Holy smokes. Now, hold on. You can improve your condition on the damage track with a successful heal test. You may only be healed in this manner once every 24 hours. You take -10 to the check with grievous wounds, but that could bump you up one step on the damage track. You can also imbibe a draught of laudanum, where it moves you one up, but you suffer one corruption. So if you're grievously wounded, you could... I think the most advantageous way to do it is take a draught of laudanum to put you up to seriously wounded, then make a normal, unmodified heal test, and if that succeeds, it bumps you up to moderately wounded. Does anyone have laudanum? I thought I saw that on one of the... Because you guys...
I might. I have a whole lot of weird things.
I do not have laudanum.
Okay, let's see here. It'll be it's your archetype that dictates what your starting stuff is here. Academics.
You get corruption from injuries regularly?
Toll of War inflicts deep psychological wounds. You do. Each time the character suffers an injury, they gain 3 corruption if it's a moderate injury, 6 if it's a serious injury, and 9 if it's a grievous injury.
But that's injuries, not the wound track, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, injuries
I
are...
don't have any laudanum.
That's rolling a 6, that injury.
Yeah, that's when you roll the 6.
Yeah, 1 second. Hold on, sweetie. As long as she ain't barking at me right now, she's free to give shit to people outside. Yes, so the wounds are separate. It's something that is... yeah, I mean, I don't know how they would do it differently, but it's sometimes confusing to distinguish between the injuries and the wounds.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a neat way of having kind of like a hit point mechanic, or at least a hit box mechanic, while also having the specific detailed wounds. And it's or injuries. It's neat that you can spend a fate point to ignore any one injury as well. So you do have a narrative meta currency to mitigate the vagaries of those dice rolls. So next is let's see here. So then, I was checking to see whether anyone else has laudanum. Did we find if anyone else had laudanum on them?
I don't. I checked that. I did.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't either. Okay, jeez.
No laudanum and no healing skill here.
Yeah, and heal has a little asterisk by it, which I think means you can't do it unless you're trained.
Uh-oh. Okay.
So we might have to take him to the hospital.
Is no one a warrior?
Or whatever.
I thought someone was a warrior.
I don't think anybody's a warrior.
Oh,
Because
shit.
Everard's a laborer, Albie's a gambler, Ari's a fop, and Jules an anchorite. And I don't think any of those are warrior.
Yeah, so the warrior has 3 laudanum to start. Okay. I'll be right back. Someone's gonna be reintroduced to her kennel. So, figure out what you guys want to do next. If you guys can talk amongst yourselves, figure out what you know now what you need to do in order to get Albie up from grievously wounded.
Yeah, I think Jewel.
Well, I guess one thing I also want to point out:
concerned.
You're actually not suffering, apart from your peril. Like, you guys each have the peril, and there are ways to recover from that. But you're not actually suffering any specific penalties right now, right? Grievously wounded means like one more, and you're going to be hooped. But you're not actually. Your skills aren't penalized by that.
Yeah.
She's actually stopped, so I'll.
So
Well, I don't know. What would you
Albie,
guys think? Like, Jewel would be concerned.
yeah, Albie, how bad are you? Albie?
I'm at the grievously wounded state, which means that if I get hit again and it's over my damage threshold, it's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
And I don't have the healing skill. Does anybody have healing?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
So there would probably be a chirurgeon somewhere in town that you could go and pay to administer things. Okay, I am going to go. You guys talk about what you're going to... So you know that there's you've been led here to Moorhouse. One of the guys ran off and is calling, no doubt, those other two ones that were on watch. So you guys can talk amongst yourselves and figure out what you're going to do.
Well,
yeah, more are on the way, and
Yeah, as much trouble as we had with 2 of them, if 3 of them arrive.
right. I mean, either we flee altogether for medical assistance for Albie, or we go flying into the manor. You know, we go into the manor as quickly as possible, right? Those are our 2 options.
Basically,
Yeah.
as I see it, yeah.
right, like we just be like, well, we're found, so
I mean, this is probably our chance of getting in. I mean, if we flee, we're gonna, almost surely they'll have reset the guard.
we'll never get in.
Right, and it'll be hard to get back in.
But do we need to leave someone with Albie?
Well, I'll be going.
Well, I can get up and move. I was unconscious, but I'm gonna wake up and be able to do stuff.
I mean, I'll be leaving a trail of blood behind us, but he'll be.
Yeah, got a bit of a limp and
Right.
cringe every time something happens, basically, because
Right.
Okay. So let's talk about recovering peril as well, too. So you can improve your condition on the peril track with rest. To recover, you must find a place of warmth and safety and then sleep. Although Ebert has that talent that allows him to sleep pretty much anywhere and still recover. If you're resting, so you need to sleep in order to recover your peril condition, I guess. So what were you guys thinking?
Continue is what they're deciding. Jewel was concerned, but the rest want to press on and think this is our best chance to ever get in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Ari's instinct is usually to flee, but we're not. I think getting back in will be very tough if we come back.
Okay. So what will happen is this: one guy will run out, and the other 2 rude boys will come running, out into the kind of the courtyard. You'll have time to see them kind of meet up, and then the 3 of them will be coming back. 2 of them have drawn pistols, and one of them has his cudgel with him, and they're all going to be coming back. We can figure there are enough space to be about 2 hustle actions away, but it will give you guys time to actually plan something. What would you have done in the time between when he ran off and you got Albie back up off the ground? What would you guys like to do?
I think we need to go screaming into the manor, all speed into that back entryway that was found by Albie. I think we need to get in there. That's Ari's 2 cents.
Okay. Are you concerned about them? Because you would have to remember that Moorhouse is right in the middle, and kind of there's nothing else around there too. it's likely they'll see you, so they will either be coming up on your tail if they will follow you into Moorhouse, or they may catch you and engage you as you're making your way over there. What are you thinking? I mean, none of the rest of you have suffered. Ebert's got Apparel from overexerting himself. He's suffering from old man getting up in morning. So, right. I know from experience of that.
I think Ari's thinking. I think Ari's yelling, "Let's get in there! Let's get in there!" And then we'll close off the entryway when we're all in.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I think what we'll do then, guys, is let me see here. We'll make it a contested athletics. So you're going to be rolling against them. If they succeed in this, then, or for each success that they get, they will be catching you. They'll catch one of you. So I'm going to make a test for them to try and set what the difficulty is here.
You have a jump on them, you think, or no?
I think the difficulty is that they're going to be sort of when as they approach you. Remember, they're on kind of equidistant sides of Moorhouse. They're going to be coming in, so you're going to have to kind of run interference past each of them. But you guys are sprinting for the one thing, so I'm not going to modify either side, at all. So let's do this here. Roll for them. Okay, so I've got their result. You're gonna. So each of you, please make an athletics check, and then if you're successful, add the tens digit to your result. I got a 7 in total. Nice, Ebert.
Okay. Roll athletics.
Yep. Jeez, not well done, guys. Okay, then what you're gonna do is take a look at your brawn. Oh, not for Ari though. Eesh. Or did you roll twice, Ari?
I didn't mean to.
Oh, Ari only rolled once, but
because there's 4 of you.
My success, I only get a 3 because I got a 0. 8,
yeah, that's a.
So,
yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Who failed outright here? We got Ari failed, and that's it. Okay, so Ari will be the primary target for at least one of them, and then let's see here. What were the other results? Ebert, you rolled so you succeeded. What is your brawn bonus?
Is that the big square box?
It's a big square box, yeah.
5.
5. So your total is a 7, which means you tied them. And let's see here. Jewel, you succeeded as well. What's your brawn bonus?
5.
5. So you got a 6. So actually these things all beat you, but I'm gonna go in the descending order. So it'll be Ari, Albie, and Jewel are gonna be the 3 that they're meeting up with. So Ari, Albie, and Jewel, and I'm gonna make the first 2 are gonna be the ones that with the firearms. So not engaged. They see you guys running in there. You're all kind of running pell-mell over towards that. The one, kind of excited way turns his firearm towards you. Ari, let's see here. Bang! Oh, it's a hit. Give us a D6 roll, please.
No dodge. Oh, you can't, right?
Can't dodge the firearms. No.
Firearm, no.
Yeah. All right. Trouble.
Oh!
Ooh, good one. Oh,
Explodes. Roll again.
Oh, shit.
All right. Roll again.
Yep.
That's never good.
No.
So 8 plus 5 is 13. How does that compare to your damage threshold?
13.
Yeah.
Puts me past 2 levels, so I'm 3, 9, 15.
So you are currently, what is it, lightly wounded or moderately?
Moderately.
Moderately wounded. Give us another D6 roll. Let's see if you suffered an injury.
Okay. Let's see.
Nice. No injury. So you're shot, but not terribly wounded. Then the guy spends another...
Now, I will say, I did. It seemed like Albie suffered damage past between his first and second numbers and ended up moderately wounded from that. Am I right or wrong about that?
No, I did over my second number the first time, and then over my second number again.
Okay.
To put me.
Disregard the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you're clipped by that, and then the second shot is going to go against Albie. Oh shit.
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. Bang. Misses.
Nice.
I do have 2 misfortune left. Motherfucker. I'm gonna save those for dodges. Okay, so then they shoots at you and misses, and then the final one, those 2 are then going to draw their cudgels. They need to spend an action point to engage with you still, but the final one is going to spend an action point to go charging in on Jewel. So Jewel, this is a guy coming in to try and batter you with a cudgel. Ooh, that's a hit. So you spend an action point to dodge.
Yes.
Okay. And then
So
we'll
what do
roll. Oh, go ahead.
Is there an actual dodge roll?
No, your dodge is your, let's see here. Coordination test. It's under agility.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, not dodge. No, it's a parry. Forgive me. Melee is always parry. Sorry, you can keep that roll if you want. So that is what weapon do you have in your hand?
Well, if anything, she's just holding her prayer beads.
Or prayer beads, okay. So you're able to batter, he swings the cudgel at you, but I think that you're able to kind of get your hand up into where his arm is and knock it aside. You're not like parrying the thing with your prayer beads, because that would likely break him.
Right.
Okay, so then we'll, why don't we do this, guys? Let's have everyone roll initiative again. D10 plus this. You guys will always go first. I'm going to put them at the bottom. That's when I figured out the order that the rest of you guys will be acting in. Okay, 12 for Albie. 16 for Ebert, nice.
Oh.
17 for Jewel, holy smokes. And 16 for Ari. Well done, Ari. All right. So then, Jewel, you're up first. What are you doing? This guy is engaged with you.
Yeah. I mean, our plan was to run away, but I think that they're already on us, so that's not really going to work.
I mean, you could spend 2 action points to disengage or to maneuver, which is to basically to get out without taking an attack of opportunity, and then you could spend another action to hustle to get up into the entrance to this place.
No.
No?
She'll...
No, fuck this guy.
Yeah, she saw how effective her move was. She's gonna try and choke this guy.
Okay, go right ahead.
So she's gonna make a move on him.
That's a hit. So he's got -10 to his dodge or parry. So he's going to try and parry this sucker. He's got a 45. He does. So he keeps out of... You try and do the same, but clearly he saw what you did to his ally. He keeps at a distance. He's out of defense.
-10?
That's with the -10, yeah. Okay. Ebert, you're up. What are you doing? And Ebert, you're the only one not engaged with anybody. Or
Can I do a sneak attack? If they're busy charging past and they've missed me in the dark, can I?
No, you didn't spend... You guys said that you guys all tried to run for the thing, so if you had chosen to sneak or like double back through alleyways...
No, fair enough.
Yeah, I'd let you do that,
So,
but...
I guess I will... I'll just dodge into the... through the boards and into this basement.
Okay, so Ebert's like, fuck y'all, and runs his way. He's into the entrance, so you're into the... remember, the boards have been pulled off. You run inside Moorhouse. You look back, and you can see that all your allies are... one of them is engaged with one of these guys. The other one, it looks like these the rude boys are going to run in with their cudgels. Ari, you are 1 AP away from these guys and 1 AP away from the entrance. What do you want to do?
And let's see. And I see that Albie and Jewel are engaged.
Albie isn't yet.
Okay.
Albie was... So someone shot at you, someone shot at Albie. Those 2 rude boys look like they're charging in to come and fuck you guys up. But they are still 1 AP. Like, we can kind of imagine it like abstracted range, bands like in Star Trek or, Conan or, Star Wars.
Yeah.
They're effectively one maneuver away from getting into you, or not maneuver, it's called hustle. They're one hustle away from getting into you. You're also one hustle away from getting into the entrance to Moorhouse. That's where Ebert's gone. So, but Jewel definitely has a guy who's engaged with him. She's been trying to, get those prayer beads around his throat, but he seems to have seen through her trickery. So, what do you want to do?
Ari's just been shot, and Ebert has just screamed past him to try to get into the manor. Ari is not the warrior. Ari's like, "Oh yeah," and goes flying in after Ebert, saying, "Everyone in the manor! Everyone!" In the
Nice.
bleeding behind him.
Okay. You would still have 2 APs left over. Do you want to just bank those, or do you want to do anything else?
Um,
And what I say, you could spend an AP to seek to try and look around inside as well, if you like.
what about so I get to do I get to the opening?
You're inside the entrance, the rear entrance that was open that Albie had seen before.
What about laying in wait by the entryway? And
Yeah.
if I see a foe come through, I'll attack them.
Yep. Give me what I'll do is I'll do a contested stealth roll for when you. Well, we'll have that. You're hiding in the shadows, and we'll see how effective that is if it becomes necessary to do the contested test.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Then Albie, how about you? What are you doing?
So, from the entranceway, is there line of sight to where Jewel is engaged with this one guy, or is it around a corner?
I'm picturing it kind of around a corner, but you could kind of stand on the threshold and see where she is. Did you draw your firearm or not?
I haven't drawn it yet, but what I'm thinking is that I could do one hustle to the entrance,
Yep.
one to draw the firearm, and one to take a shot on the one that's on Jewel to
Yep.
try to let her
Yep.
escape.
I'll let that. Sure.
All right.
Because we're abstracting the sort of the locations, we could allow you to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do-do-do.
Oh, and that means they can't dodge it as well. What's your gambler thing? Your gambler talent do again?
It allows me to spend a fortune, not a fate, to get a critical success.
But it moves you one down the peril track, right?
But it moves me one down the peril track, and yeah. I think I need to take a regular shot, because otherwise I'm going to be imperiled enough that I'm not getting any bonus from skills.
Oof. Okay.
So let me take a shot.
Here we go.
That's a miss.
Any fortune left?
I think we have one.
We have one.
Do you guys want me to use it to try to
Yeah,
save
go
Jewel?
on. Try and take him down.
All right. Next
Yep.
shot.
Whoa!
Ooh,
Big
a success.
hit.
Yay!
Nice. And 8 points of damage. Okay, versus their damage threshold. And this is actually the one that had been fighting you before, Albie. So he is actually dead. So what does it look like as you shoot this guy from behind?
So Albie kind of runs past, and then in a turn, his cape, or not cape, but like his coat, flowing out behind him, and he turns around and pop, just one right to the head, and we see blood and gore explode all over Jewel, and it's just nasty, and
Yeah, so you're grappling with this guy, trying to get that Garrett around, and then suddenly, there's a thunderous explosion, and down he goes. All right, so then the other two guys. One of them, so the Rude Boys, they stop, they look over, and they see the smoking gun, and I think that. So they'll have to. I'm gonna say they're gonna spend two. They have to do 2 hustles in order to get up to you. So they've come running up to you, Albie, but they're not suicidal. They get engaged with you, and they're gonna try and take you down next round. The other one will run over and try and take Jewel down. So it's 1 AP to get over towards you, Jewel, and 1 to try and hit you. That is a big fat miss. So you are easily able to keep your distance from this. Jewel, what are you doing?
Well, I guess I'm gonna use 2 AP to disengage him,
Yeah, to maneuver.
and then 1 to run through the door.
So maneuver only, yes, and then that works. Yeah, because maneuver only actually moves you 1 yard out. whereas a hustle means you take your movement times 1. I guess you could,
Right.
yeah, you could use, maybe next time what I'll do is I'll use actual battle mat, kind of like we would in other games, and see how that works. Works just as well in the kind of abstracted, I suppose, but... okay, so yeah, you go running over. Now, Jewel, there is one guy who is engaged with Albie over here. So you're in... Do you want to be engaged with
Yeah.
that guy too, or you want to keep your distance from him?
Well, yeah, the problem is I don't really have a range attack or anything, so...
No, and if you do become engaged with this guy, then you'll be there with no defenses. Whereas if this guy gets to act before Albie, Albie's got, 1 hit and he's...
I know.
Yeah, pining for the fjords. Okay, so what do you think, Jewel? Why don't we do this? Let's wait till Albie's turn. You can tell us whether you've engaged then.
Sure.
Sure? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Ebert, what are you doing? You're inside, and you can see all your allies are in there. Suddenly, people are shooting guns, and there's some other angry
Okay.
rude boy who's up there.
So hearing the gunshot, I stop and sprint back. So
Okay.
can I
That'll be one...
run
yeah,
into these guys who are near
absolutely.
Albie?
Yep, this is one hustle. You come running out. What do you want to do?
And
Ooh,
as ever,
so you know what? Here,
with my lucky shiv,
what I note, Ebert, is a charge action is 2 AP. You charge at movement times 2, and you add 1d6 fury die to your damage. So you'll do 2d6 on a hit instead of 1.
let's do that.
Okay, that will leave you with no AP for defenses, but that could...
Let's do it anyway.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
So I'll sprint back, and we're going to
Yep.
give him...
Oh, so close. Do you have... there's no fortune points left, right?
Nope.
None left. All right, let me see if there's anything about giving new fortune points. I don't think there is. I don't think you get them in the middle of play. Fortune points, here we go. Yeah, beginning of each session. Nuts. Okay, so you go racing out to this guy, but you have at least drawn his attention, so now he's got 2 potential targets. Ari, you've seen this go on as well, too. Ebert's just gone charging out to engage one of the rude boys who is with Albie, and it looks like we're not sure whether Jewel is engaged or not.
So 2 of them are outside. Ebert's in with me, right?
One is engaged with Albie, the other one is making his way up. Or the other one is left in the middle of the courtyard where Jewel was. But I don't think you would be able to see that. Like, you said that you were hiding inside, so the only one you're aware of is the one that Ebert and Albie are grappling with, or scrapping with, at least.
I scream out the door, get in here, everyone get in here.
Okay.
And I'm still lying in wait.
Okay, sounds good.
To attack, to cover their to cover their back
Got it.
when they come in the door.
All right. Albie, what are you doing?
Well, I stayed outside to save Jewel, so it seems like I should stay outside and help Everett with the fight.
Okay. I'm assuming you have your shiv out still as well. You would have picked it up from the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you want to do?
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 AP to aim to get plus 10 to hit.
Nice.
And then I'm going to take a regular attack.
Okay.
Roll a situational modifier of 10.
Nice crit. Oh, that's awesome. What does critical hit do? Where we're just looking
Oh,
at...
I don't know.
Critical success. Here we go. Some attacks allow you to trigger a special effect when the critical success with an attack action. In these cases, talents, professions, and ancestral traits allow the attacker to incur a mechanical bonus or new effect. The defender is left defenseless to it. That's awesome. And you did 15
Nice.
points of damage. All right, so that is... this guy has not been injured yet. 2, 3. So he is moderate. Give me 2d6 roll, please. Okay, so no injury. So you know what? Here's one upside from the DM side. Because there's not modifiers from damage stuff, I can just count it with check marks.
Yep.
Ooh.
You know, so that is kind of handy for running big fights. I don't need to track what the specific whatever, unless we're doing peril stuff on there, but I like that. All right, so this guy is, yeah, pretty, what does it look like as you stab into this guy?
Oh, I kind of jab him in the side and get him in the, you know, kind of. I'm gesturing towards sort of the liver appendix area,
Okay.
but you can't
Yep.
see it on the camera.
Okay, so I think it stabs in, and because you didn't get a wound on him, I think it's all just like meat that you hit.
Yep.
It's no organ. But let's see if that might be enough to get a morale check for him. Nope, he's still around. Okay, so that was Albie. Their turn now. Well, Albie, you're the one who actually injured him, so
Yep.
I don't feel guilty about turning my attention back to you again. Cudgel City. No, it's a big, fat miss. Clearly, you did throw him off his game. He swings at you. You duck back. Your smoking gun in one hand. Your bloodied stiletto in the other. The other guy looks over, sees the big guy engage, and actually, now that I'm aware of the charge action, he's going to do the same thing. Yeah! Goes run in towards you, Ebert. Clearly, you pissed off this guy at some point as a bouncer. Let's see if he hits. Big fat miss. So he swings at you, but you saw that coming. He will be defenseless. You know that because of his attack and because of his charge. Jewel, you're up next. What are you doing?
Well, I guess I see that they're still engaging these guys.
Yeah. The guy with the guy that Albie stabbed is kind of, you know, he's fighting with some kind of restraint. The guy who charged Ebert is wild. He's gone charging in, so you can make a free attack on him. He would not get a defense against you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I'll attempt to jump on him.
Okay. Go ahead, make an attack. I think it's your simple, right? From your Garrett.
Yeah.
Ooh. That is so.
Dang.
Yeah, can't quite get it in there enough. All right. Is that it for your actions? Unless. Didn't I hear you say that you took your lead from your the smart co-player Arlen, and you spent one action to aim to get plus 10 to your attack?
Oh, you can do that on anything?
You can do that on anything.
Anything.
Yes.
Sorry,
Oh.
I can't blame Anna for missing that, but I thought I heard that. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So then that means you get plus 10, which means a 59 is a success.
Ooh.
So
That is excellent.
you jump on this guy, your prayer beads go around, he cannot defend against it. Go ahead and give us a 2d10 plus your brawn bonus. 21!
Whoa.
Holy shit. 21 is enough. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Holy smokes. Yeah, he is... you yank him back, and he takes 3 ticks on his 1, 2, 3 on his peril track. Wow.
Jewel is not messing around.
No. He must resist it first to avoid being choked. So he does get a resist. Go ahead and make a I don't think he's contest. He makes a athletics. Do you guys know, is resisted, when it says resisted, does that mean we both roll, or he just rolls against the attack roll? I'm trying to remember here. Let's see. Let's take a look at the rule section.
I don't know.
Okay, let me see here. Because I think it's... let's see here. Because when it says something is resisted, I'm not sure if it's we roll against each, like a contested roll, the way we roll against, or whether he just needs to make a successful roll in order to avoid the consequence. I think it's the latter of the two. Because it's different from opposed... It's phrased differently from the opposed test.
Right.
So let's see here. Let's see. Resist. Resist. Oh, here we go. Resist is a reaction. When you are the victim of perilous stunts, magic, or other talents, you make a check. If successful, Make the relevant skill test. If successful, you nullify the results entirely. If failed, you suffer them in kind. Now, I did suffer minus 10 to this because of your... oh, and I got to flip to failure because it's a... Garrett. I rolled a 30. Oh, no, 30 or 3. Both of those are successes. So he does manage to slip out of there.
Okay.
He does not get... You don't get the chokehold on him. Sorry about that, Jeff. I mean, to get your hopes up. Ebert. This guy has just... Jules tried to get this Garrett around this guy who just charged you. He still has 0 defenses. What are you doing, Ebert?
So I will aim and try and stab him in the gut.
Nice. Go right ahead.
So that's plus 10, right?
Yep. Here we go. Ooh. So that is not quite good enough. He's still, I guess, moving around too much. Ari, what are you doing?
So
you can hear the fracas outside of the room, and you're waiting, sitting in wait to get everyone in here. Seems like your allies are not following your lead here.
I mean, Ari is officially shaking his head.
That's a 0 AP.
Right. It's like, come on.
Full body sigh.
Yeah, doesn't want to go out there again. I made it in here. Get your ass in here, and I'm happy to help, but that's not working. So from his vantage point, peeking out, he can see it.
Yep.
With specially chosen gnome curses.
Yep.
He heads out to the nearest. He's going to. Okay. What are his chances of being able to now that he's left the melee in a sense?
Yep.
What are his chances of sneaking up behind one of the bad guys?
I think pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a. I think I'm not even going to roll. They're so occupied with what's going on. If you make a successful stealth check, I'll just say that you've succeeded.
Okay, that's what he's going to do. He's going to attempt to, basically a backstab.
Sure.
Going to give it a shot.
Yeah. Keep them so that's a helpless condition, which means they would not be able to defend. You know that one of them cannot defend right now. The one that is engaged with Ebert, that one came charging in and threw caution to the wind. So that one already is effectively helpless.
Definitely going after that one.
Okay, so then you don't even need to stealth. You can just race out and not waste the AP to try and sneak.
And that is what I do.
Okay, so here we go. So you go out, go ahead and make your attack. As long as you hit this soldier. Oh, you know what I'll do? Here's the upside to spending an action to stealth is I will give you plus 20 to hit.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, still got his wisp dagger in hand.
Yep. So let's see how sneaky you are.
All right, plus 20.
There we go. Oh, no, it's not plus 20 to your stealth. You need to make a successful stealth check first with no modifiers.
Oh.
If that succeeds,
got it.
Then you're able to sneak out and make your... This is how we'll model your backstab.
Got it. Stealth check with no modifier. Coming up.
Here we go. And... Boom! That is a big success. Nice. Okay, so you
know what, though? That should have been 52. My bad.
Yep, okay, that's no problem. Still a success.
Okay.
So now go ahead and make your attack. Oh, wait, hold on. You made your attack at plus 20. That was a big hit. 16 damage.
Nice.
So 16 versus this thing's damage threshold is... Ooh. So how does this guy die?
Well, I think he comes rushing up behind him and just plunges it, deep into his back, just between the shoulder blades. He's he can see that his plan didn't work.
Jump into it, right? Because you're a gnome.
Just buries it, and the guy goes down.
Yeah. So he kind of cries out, stumbles forward, from seeing, as you carries you forward a little bit. Your dagger comes out. He falls to the ground. He looks up in shock at you standing there with his bloodied wisp dagger. And falls down, choking out.
A little gnomish grin on his face.
Nice. All right. Then it is Albie's turn. What are you doing, Albie? So the one that was engaged with Ebert is gone. There is just the one that is engaged with you, and that's it.
Yep.
What are you doing?
So there doesn't seem to be a way to spend an action to improve your chances to dodge or parry. I was just looking through that because that seems like something I would do otherwise. In which case...
You know what? If there's an aim action Yeah, I'll let you. I'll house rule it. That's fine. I buy that as if you're spending an extra point to basically potentially bump up your defenses by +10. Totally fine with that.
So I'm gonna save 1. I'm gonna do bump up defenses by 10, and I'm gonna attack with my last one.
Okay. Go ahead.
No bonus to the stiletto roll, but that's a success.
That is a success. Nice. And 9 damage is enough to kill this guy. What does it look like as he goes down?
Oh, I get him basically in the same place, but this time instead of just kind of nicking him in the side, dagger goes all the way in, and I kind of shoulder check him off of it.
Nice. And he falls down. So the last 2 rude boys lie bleeding out in this courtyard. And as they do, the quiet kind of comes across this place. And you can probably picture with how quiet this neighborhood is. It's been this sound of like, grunts and, the sound of men being injured and the footsteps on the cobblestones. And then suddenly back in silence again. So no one in this neighborhood will give 2 shits whether anyone is dead. So.
Especially not those guys.
No. So with the rude boys, well, I mean, it's their neighborhood, so that may have consequences on you. But with them dead, you guys now have the open moorhouse before you. What are you guys doing?
Ari's not wasting any time. He goes flying right back into the hole he came out of.
Okay. Now, the thing is again, this place is, once you get in here, the back door leads into a what once was no doubt a kitchen, or a kitchen and an adjoining larder. And you get in here, and all those stories that you guys heard about Moorhouse suddenly kind of, you feel, Ari, as you make your way in here, as if the house itself is engulfing you, and the oppressive nature and the stagnant, rotting smell that fills this place hits you. I would like you to kindly give me a resolve check, please, at +10.
And I'm thinking, with all the adrenaline, it's only hitting him now. So before it was all about survival, waiting. So now that's over with, and he's like, sweet! And he goes back into his rabbit hole, his little mouse hole, basically. And then he's like, ooh, this isn't that great.
Yeah. I'm safe in the haunted house. So,
no modifier?
+10, please.
And yes. Okay. And resolve.
Okay, here we go. Big money. Nice. You clearly, though small, you are tough as old shoe leather. And this is going to take more than a bit of a creepy, looking house to startle you or to upset you.
And I think I'm elated. I mean, we actually won. It was complete surprise to Ari that we came out on top there. That's just ridiculous.
Nice. So you get in there and you take a moment to look around, and I guess, am I correct in thinking that you're just thinking like, this place is creepy as shit?
I think from elation, it hasn't set in yet that this, we might be out of the frying pan into the fire, but in the moment, I'm like, ooh, but we're not getting killed. That kind of. We got out of the red boys.
Okay. And what about who's the next to go inside? Well, I guess what are the rest of you guys doing? What do we see happen with the rest of our heroes?
Say, by the way, before you continue, I'm going to bow out at this point.
Yeah, sure. Have a really great time at the big game.
Yeah.
Enjoy your rest of your weekend. Thanks for joining us, Sean.
Yep.
Yeah, fun, guys. See ya.
Have fun.
We'll talk to you soon.
You enjoy the game.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. So,
well, I'll bound down in there as well.
okay.
I like a spooky kitchen.
Nice. So go ahead and give us a resolve check at +10. Anyone who's going inside, please.
Oh, yeah, of course. So we might as well all roll.
Yeah. I'm assuming you're all going inside, so let's just see what happens here.
Resolve. There it is. +10.
Oh, you know what? Actually, it's a +20. Forgive me. And what we're doing for those listening at home, there are rules for madness in the game for stress, fear, and terror. I'm giving you a stress test at this point. All right, so it should have been Ebert succeeds, Albie succeeds, and Jules succeeds. So again, although this place is a little unnerving and clearly, has been abandoned for quite some time, and in spite of its nefarious history, it doesn't bother you. You want to bother. Nice. All right, so standing inside this ruined kitchen, what do you guys do next?
I guess I'm looking around to see if there's any sign of people going through here,
Yeah.
which direction they went. Is there any signs in the
Sure.
wreckage or the dust?
Why don't you go ahead and give me a scrutinize check at plus 20?
Scrutinize.
That should be under perception.
Yep.
Let's see what happens.
What kitchen?
I think you're maybe employing a less than thorough search. So you're kind of kicking shit over, looking idly around, not necessarily
me.
employing the most cautious of.
Remember, scrutinize is like sense motive. It's not awareness. Is what we.
Oh,
use
awareness
for-
is what I'm thinking of. Is your awareness better than your scrutinize? I had those backwards.
It's a
It's
94,
not
so
good
it's
enough
not
for a
good
94,
anyway.
but-
So
Oh, not for 94, right. Okay, thanks, Arlen. I had those
yeah,
mixed
no
up.
worries.
Okay, then let's quickly look back and see at how cooperative tests work, because we haven't actually done one of those yet. Let's see. Oop. Something agitated somebody. Okay. Surely it's not another delivery. Let's see here. I'm in the beginning here under how to play assisted tests. Here we go. You must possess at least one skill rank. Whenever an ally assists, they must hand one of their D100s, their tens digits, to you. This die is called an assist dice and can replace the tens die. Oh, okay. So if Albie and Jewel, do you guys have any ranks in awareness?
Ranks in a
None for me.
Yeah. Regardless of whether it's a common or
No,
special skill.
I don't.
Okay, so that's the way assisted for future. The way that assisted tests work is you need to have a skill rank regardless of whether it's the kind of thing you can do trained or untrained. And then if you do, you roll a d10, and then that can be a replacement for the other characters. It's like advantage in Call of Cthulhu 7th. Okay, that's interesting. I like that. All right, then what are... Okay, so Ebert, you can't really see anything in here. And you guys are not able to really assist with that. The room itself, I mean, there's more to the house for sure. It leads straight forward. There is another larger room that has a bit of a dank smell to it. What would you guys like to do? There's absolutely no light in here as well, too. So unless you guys are planning on lighting something, then you'll be basically stumbling around in the dark. The boarded up windows and the nighttime conditions outside make it pretty much pitch black inside here.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of light I have. Are there any like lanterns or candles or?
No. This place has
anything
been
around?
abandoned for centuries, and clearly whoever else has sort of made their way in here since then, they have not left behind any source of light.
I don't think I have any.
Yeah, I don't have anything
Me
to
neither.
light up.
Oof.
At least I don't think I do. Check them with them.
So let's put ourselves in the mind of the fiction. I think your characters would have foreseen that. So we're assuming your characters would know that they don't have any sources of light and they're going into a haunted house. And assuming,
Right.
I think that this is something
Yeah,
where...
we're not dumbasses. We would never have forgotten that.
Exactly. So I think that your characters would have had that in mind and not have shown up there and be like, wait a minute, we can't see in the dark. So if you want to, I'll let one of you guys have be carrying a lantern.
Okay. Shall I do that? Oh,
Sure.
I'll carry.
Yeah, okay.
You only have one hand though, right?
Oh yeah, you're the one-hand guy.
Yeah, well, one hand.
Well,
That'll
I'm only
do.
thinking that...
Maybe what we should do, since Ebert isn't injured, we should have him go first and I'll be behind him with a lantern.
Actually, I mean, I could hang it on my. I'm sure I've got used to the fact of having one hand.
Oh, on your
crippled,
stump, you
and
mean?
I'm
Yeah,
not-
yeah.
Yeah, on my stump. I'll just hang it on there.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
fine
going to
by
do
me.
anything fancy with it.
Sure. Yeah, that absolutely fits. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's-
you can. So then the problem with illumination is resolved. What you can tell, looking around in here again, like there's. Yeesh, yeah, there's the area in here looks like it was ransacked, but like centuries ago. There's the remnants of what were furniture and whatever, but it has deteriorated so much in the intervening time that it really just looks like trash at this point. What would you guys like to do? You want to move forward?
Yeah, I guess start moving through the house. We don't really know its layout, so...
Okay. So you're moving into the second room. What you find is what no doubt was from the ruined and soaked remains of and rat-eaten remains of a divan. This was likely a study at one point. And in one corner of the room, there is 3 waterlogged books that lay there, or at least the remnants of them. There's also, to your left as you walk in, there is an entryway which looks like it goes into a hallway, but there is a pool of water that has accumulated in there, and is no doubt the source of the stink of dank that that fills this whole house. What happens next?
I mean, I'm not sure what clue we were hoping to find here. I guess we just keep looking. And...
do you want to search in here as well, too? What I'll let you guys do is make a scrutinize for each room.
Awareness.
Oh,
Or awareness, forgive me, yeah.
sure.
Okay, so whoever... do you guys want to decide who makes that roll? Do you indulge in a little bit of metagaming here?
Yeah,
Well, I don't think anyone has awareness as a skill rank.
So then it'll just be your perception. What's everyone's respective?
Yeah.
Mine's 35.
I'm 46.
37.
So we had the right guy doing it anyway.
Yep.
95.
No, you don't.
One word.
Turns out you don't.
Okay, so you're looking around, and maybe it's not the most careful of searches. And in addition, I think that carrying the lantern as close as you are, there's a little bit of light blindness that's going on from the carrying the source of light so closely. And for the rest of you guys, because he's sort of moving it around in such a wild, kind of way, it's just weird shadows that are being cast by his body as it moves around. So it's hard to make out anything on there. Even well, I think. Oh, right. We determined that no one's literate, so you can't even tell what the books are about. From here, it leads into a hallway, which then you have to walk through that pool of water. But it leads to your to the left, to the right, and there is a door that lies open, leading into another room, which looks like a water closet straight ahead. So the hallway heads to your right, which leads to a more open room. To your left, deeper down, and back to kind of the direction you were coming, where there are more doors. Right at the end of the hallway, there's another door.
Go check it out, I guess. Keep moving forward.
Okay. So who reaches the door at the end of the hallway first? Is it Ebert carrying the lantern?
Yeah, I guess it's me.
Okay. So you get there, Ebert, and as you reach the door, you see the door is actually closed. None of the other doors that you've seen in this house, apart from the doors leading to the exterior, have been opened. This one lies closed. And I'm not going to make him make an awareness check on this, but what you can see is that where everywhere else there is a layer of dust on all of the surfaces, as you walk up here, you can see that the light catches on a brass door handle that has been, where part of the dust has been cleared off by someone making use of this door recently.
Okay. So
Well,
I'll
they've
say,
been in here.
Yep, somebody been here. I'll be open that door. Can you? And I'll be standing there with the lantern sort of in my thing and my shiv ready.
Okay. Albie, you can open the door for him?
Yeah.
Okay. So you grab the handle, and as you grab the handle, there's something wet on it. You bring your hand back, and in the torchlight, the light of that lantern, you can see a vibrant red liquid on your hand. Blood on the door handle. What do you do?
Nice.
I'm gonna kind of hold it up to everybody so that they can see too,
Okay.
and then go back to trying to open the door.
Okay. You turn the doorknob. It turns without any resistance. You hear the click, and the release as the whatever it is, the latch opens wide enough, and you pull back.
I'm gonna have my stiletto in my other hand ready.
For sure. So you pull it back, and what you see first, Ebert, are stairs leading down. This leads into the basement.
Always.
Give me one more awareness at plus 20.
Everyone or just?
Just Ebert. I'm assuming he's the one who's the
Oh,
best
right,
at
yeah.
this. Okay, so Ebert, looking down, you can see that there are footsteps and drag marks going down, and in fact there is a little scrap of fabric torn off on one of the kind of nails that extrudes out from this really old and decrepit set of stairs. The fabric is the same white that Father Gregory's robe would have been made of.
Uh-huh. Boys, follow me.
Okay.
We're onto something here. I start creeping down the stairs.
Okay. So by creeping down this, well, I guess you're carrying a lantern, so I'm not going to bother making you make a stealth check. But you carefully make your way down the stairs. Who is next? Is it Albie?
Sure.
Okay. And then Jewel?
Yeah, probably.
And I think Sean said he can't make the next session, right?
Mm-hmm.
You turn around. Ari is gone.
Huh?
He turned and
2 weeks?
ran.
Bloody gnomes.
Okay. So Jewel is the final one going down. Ebert, you're the first one to reach the ground. What it does is it goes down, and then it turns, and then it leads down into a kind of a stone-lined hallway that only extends maybe about 20 feet, and then you can see it dog legs to the left. So you all are on the ground. You make the small walkway down. Down here there are shelves, or the remnants of shelves, that look so rickety that if you looked at them funny, they would fall down. As you can see as well too, there are glass like mason jar type things that are so coated in dirt that you can't see what's actually inside any of the jars. Everett, you reach the end of the of this stone walled basement hallway, and you go around the side, and what you see is basically a two-chambered affair. There is first a basement chamber that looks like it would take up about half of the size of the house. And this is full of similar shelving and some collapsed shelving with things that have broken over the centuries, and the contents long since rotted away to dust. But what you all see is where the stone walls have been thick in other places, there's one area where it's all been smashed in, revealing a second chamber. And in that square-shaped chamber, there is an enormous 20 by 20 iron cube. And it's seemingly made of a single piece of iron. There's no rivets, there's no other things. However, it is covered in unusual arcane glyphs, the meaning of which completely escapes you, although the intent and the spirit with which they are carved fills you with dread. The cube itself is open, and within is a chamber of horrors. The walls are filled with every imaginable torture device, and ones much more devilish than could ever be dreamt of by mortal men. There are shelves that run the interior of this cube, as well as the enormous, I guess, door that led inside it. And those shelves are full of horror. Piles of bloody bits that were once living things, and collected into different piles. And so there's a line of eyes, and there are piles of organs, as if in some excessively ordered butcher shop. And on the table, seemingly insensate, is Father Gregory, naked and bound to the either butcher's block or operating table. He's bound by heavy iron manacles. And you can see from where you're facing that his eye and all the fingers and thumb on one hand have been carefully removed and are sitting in a small station next to him. There is a bloodied scalpel sitting there as well. There's no sign of the butcher or surgeon. Can I get each of you guys to kindly give me another resolve check? This time, no modifier. Okay, how we do? Uh-oh. Whoa!
This is horrific.
And crit success from Ebert. Okay, so hold on. I think there is a result. If not, I've got an idea. I'm actually, no, I know what it is. You are currently suffering from a periled condition, right, Ebert?
Yep.
Go up by 1. Instead of unnerving you, what this does is it actually it kind of like steals your resolve to deal with whatever. Well, you tell me. Why do you think that's that Ebert has found this to be something invigorating rather than discouraging?
I'm guessing I see something that makes me think of old Pete. Is there anything that might...
What? So there'll be something in there that is... Maybe it's the... Because he was a paraplegic, right?
Yep.
Maybe there's a... the bloodied stumps that you recognize as his legs sitting in one corner.
So I just snarl and say, bastards! What they done in here?
Now, Albie and Jewel, each of you give me a 2d10 plus 2 roll, please. And then compare that to your peril threshold.
That is it. Just over my first one.
Okay, so your peril threshold goes down by 1, Albie. How bad is that for you?
That is all the way up to the 3rd, so I'm down to ignore 3 skill ranks.
Okay. So, with that revelation, what you guys all hear is the sound pa, pa, of bare feet hitting the ground behind you. Something was lurking in the rafters.
Ooh.
And that is where we will leave our session.
Yikes.
Okay. So, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for episode 2 of our Zweihander campaign. I know it was a bit of a dog's breakfast getting us up and running earlier, but I think we got our stride by the time we got to that second combat. As always, if you have any comments, question, or concerns... Oh yeah, see you, Jeff. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and we will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, if you you can reach me on Twitter at Dungeon Musings, and you can reach me by email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com. In addition, you can find a link in the description of this video to something called, or to the Discord server, the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we have channels dedicated to all the campaigns that we run on the channel, including this one, as well as channels dedicated to things like finding a group and just discussing other games in general. If you also look in the description of the video, you'll find a link to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. If you follow that link, you can learn all about the Heroes Save Villages campaign, which benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really terrific organization active in over 130 countries. Provides benefits to over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children. And by benefits, I mean they developed these really amazing villages that provide a supportive and nurturing environment for kids who would otherwise be living a pretty horrific existence. So it's a really great organization. Any donations go directly to help out SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel. None of it goes to any other middleman. Last but not least, on this day of the big game, I want to thank my players for making it to resist the lure of the commercials, the halftime show, and everything else. I know that was a real hard, give for you there, James. But to those who departed, Sean and Jeff, thanks so much for joining me, and Arlen and James, thanks so much for seeing it through to the bitter end. That's just fun. I had.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, so it took us a little bit to figure out what was going on in combat, but I think we got a handle on that now. Now that we know what each of the weapons do. Cool. We'll save the post-mortem for once we're finished our the first kind of quarter of playing this game, and we'll see what we think of it. But yeah. Anyway, for those listening at home, again, thank you so much for joining us for. Our book is beautifully made. Thanks for the show. Oh, thanks, James. Thanks for joining us. I got Zweihander trumps football. I totally agree. So, one requires two hands. One requires one hand. So there we go. Dan, we're incorporating your catchphrase as well. So, until next time then, folks. In 2 weeks' time, we'll be back in the basement of Moorhouse and see what awaits our heroes and whether they can survive that encounter. Until then, thanks again for watching, and happy gaming.